Now it actually goes and makes me question. I'm like, sacrifice. It's like, okay, Loki kind of sacrificed himself, but that's why Thor actually has a red.
But then
when it actually goes
Loki...
with Peggy's actual draped over with the English flag has a bit of red.
But Loki killed himself twice and kind of hid in the storyline. So yet again, you don't know if he's still dead or alive. Mm-hmm. Loki's the only mystery character that you don't know if he's dead or alive.
They're saying that Loki is the
dead.
Hulk. No, they're saying he's the Hulk. They're saying that the reason why Bruce Banner can't turn into the Hulk is because it's Loki posing as Bruce Banner. It's whatever.
There's a lot of theories.
There's a lot of theories. However, one theory I think is important to pay attention to is that
I mean,
here's the truth.
He is the god of mischief, so I can see him playing like the whole Hulk and then just reverting back.
I think it's going to be time traveling. There's going to be a whole lot of time traveling.
They've already speculated that they already guaranteed time traveling is going to be involved.
Right.
I know.
And they hinted at it at the end of the Ant-Man movie.
Not even. They showed Ant-Man. When they show him, he's walking around. You see all these missing posters. It's already in the future where half the world's gone.
Right.
Or is that the present?
No, but then they show him.
Right.
After the time jump.
Welcome back to Hyrule Geekings. It's your host, Mayhem Mike. Today I have a full crew with me. I'm really excited for this episode because I don't think anybody's in their right mind right now. I think we're all pretty much hyped up. To my left, I have Fernando. Fernando, say what's up.
Yo.
All right, we got Hash with us.
How you all doing, guys?
Hash, where can we find you at?
You can find me at Arash Evo. That's my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all the fun stuff that you can find on the internet.
Oh, dope. Fernando, are you still working on that poem of a podcast?
To be determined.
To be determined? All right, so his work is coming.
He's pieced out and joined the official crew.
Sounds dope. Are you going to introduce yourself, ma'am? You're normally, I don't want to take your spotlight. Go ahead.
All right, finally. Yes, the first timer, the virgin here. Hey, this is Instructive Lioness. Also with being another recluse, because I don't care about all y'all.
Okay. We got Sebastian with us. Sebastian, say what's up.
What's up?
What's up? Sebastian, where can we find you at?
Where you can find me at?
Yeah.
Sebastian Bonet. That's my Instagram and my Facebook handle. Or SebastianBonetArt.net.
Ooh, he's got a .net.
Ooh, how fancy.
He's fancy. K-fancy, man.
That's because he's a Bonet.
He's a Bonet.
He's a Bonet.
Is that with one T or two T's?
Not a bonnet.
Go see me outside.
Not a bonnet.
We have Dorko with us. Dorko.
Happy
you talk too much.
316, y'all, and that's the bottom line. Because said so.
Dorko, can we find you anywhere?
In Manhattan somewhere.
Okay, cool. And of course, my adversary on DC, Brooklyn Boy T.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? Pleasure to be here again.
T, where can we find you at?
Instagram, Brooklyn Boy T. Twitter, Brooklyn Boy T.
And you know me, of course, it's Mayhem Mike. You can find me on the last stop on the L. Hyrule Geekings, of course. Q Mayhem Gaming.
I'm just going to say this right now. I feel like looking at both of you, Brooklyn Boy T and Mike, I'm looking at Naruto and Sasuke right now.
he's the emo. He's Sasuke. Oh, man. Really quick shout out to Matt with the Hat Gaming, of course. We want to, big bro. And we're going to move forward to this. But, of course, as always, we always have to pay homage to our geek shirts. Hash, what do you have on?
Got a Game Boy, old school Game Boy shirt on.
Wow.
Dope.
Before the Game Boy Color came out, that's dope. AKA the battery eater.
Hey, you can get at Target just like you can buy just like how you can buy all your rock t-shirts these days now.
Now they
my
actually...
dad chewed my head off because I lost that shit in elementary school.
Ooh.
My dad chewed my head off when someone stole it from me while in elementary school one time, so I got lucky to get it back.
I didn't.
There are phone cases now like
He's
that.
like,
they're phone
cases.
Yo, he gave me
that have fully functioning Game Boys.
Yes,
Yep.
yes,
He gave me
simulators.
the true dad talk. He took out his wallet. He's like, it cost me $100, son. You see this? That's $100. That's how much it cost me.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Wow, Game Boys and emulators. Go ahead.
All right, for you Whovians out there, that actually go and represent. That actually is Doctor Who and versus all of time and space, a la Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, nice. Sebastian, what you got for us?
Feeling a little bit powerful over here.
I
I got a little bit of the mix of the Green Ranger, the White Ranger. So So it's like, it's a little green, little white, little
Listen,
white sauce right here.
I'm tired they kept giving this man a
Jeez.
musical instrument, okay? They gave him the little dagger which talked, okay? But I actually like the Green Ranger's flute, even though, once again, how did he breathe into this? Because his mask was covered, and it's a flute that blew horns, but he beat the Power Rangers twice, okay? He came into this Zord.
You know what it was?
The Red Ranger had to bring a gun.
The dagger had a USB
What?
And it connected to the helmet.
I hate you. I hate you. That makes sense, though. That makes sense. Darko, what you got representing?
Well, representing 316 Day, got my Stone Cold Bulletproof tee on, which I found under the bed and finally washed after all these years. And that's the bottom line.
Stone Cold don't ever leave you. I hate you.
Because Stone Cold said so.
That's correct. T, what you got on?
Killmonger was right. I'm sure as Killmonger saying when he was in the throne room, "Hey auntie."
Hey auntie.
So hide your aunties, right?
Hide your aunties.
And what do you got on?
I got on Mom's Old Fashioned because I was a big Futurama fan.
Nice. With robot oil. Got some.
Nando?
I understand you're a blank palette right now.
No, he's
I got my
on these
Voltex
things.
shit.
You got your what?
My Voltex stuff on.
Oh,
there you go.
For the apocalypse.
Harry Ellis.
I thought it was space.
All right, so we're gonna jump into it. One of the big things we got to talk about, I think we should go into, is Captain Marvel.
Yes.
I think Captain Marvel exceeded all of our expectations.
They botched.
They did not botch.
Ooh.
Soundtrack. They botched.
Okay.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
agree with that.
It's
The
okay.
soundtrack was botched.
Yeah.
The movie was dope. And what was great about it is it came out the day before International Women's Day,
Yes.
which brought a lot of women out. Which also was great, though, they showed women in Air Force.
Yes.
Instead of being women in the front line, they showed what the back end was, where women were not allowed to be in the front lines, we'll say. Which I thought was really good.
It was very empowering to little girls and women all over, and I think it was pretty cool.
Oh, I went with a movie full of guys. We were the only guys in the theater. It was all girls.
I didn't agree
Oh, my
with the
wife
hate
and
that
daughter.
the movie got. Because a lot of people, I felt like there was a lot of hate targeted to the movie in the wrong aspects. Like, people were trying to find ways to hate the movie. What I agree with how some people felt that Marvel played it safe, but people have to understand this is an origin story. We're going to get more of the character in Avengers Endgame. And
Well,
we're gonna get
first
more
off,
of the character.
reframe that. Which origin story? Remember, this is the second origin story, not the first one.
Well,
'cause people
it's
forget.
It's just generally the origin story of a character. It's an origin movie. That's basically what it is.
Right, but you're missing the point. The point is that people my age and older are used to Ms. Marvel, not Captain
Ms.
Marvel.
Marvel.
Like,
This is the
which
2000
the
edition.
2000 edition. Feige confirmed that. He was
Yes.
like, we're not looking at the past stuff. We're looking at the current stuff for the character.
Because guys like me and anyone who's ever read the comic we all know that Rogue gets her powers from Ms. Marvel,
Right.
who later turns into Captain Marvel.
I remember
Well,
seeing
and
that
that whole
X-Men
crazy
episode.
storyline.
That was
That
dope.
was-
Yeah.
That was
forget about
dope.
that. And just to recap off that, a lot of people forget a lot of characters right now. Marvel, they had to retcon a lot of stuff to try to fit because at the time they didn't have the rights to all their movie characters.
So I'm gonna jump in real quick, and I'm gonna say that when I saw the movie twice, it was really dope. I know Brie Larson was under some fire because of the comments she made about not necessarily wanting white men, to see it, but she wanted women to see it.
Not see it. She was talking about
Comment.
the movie.
Yeah, to see the movie.
That was for the comment that she made was directed towards A Wrinkle in Time, I believe it was.
Yeah, but then she was also talking about the movie. She made it toward the movie as well. She doesn't care. I know what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying.
It was, but again, it goes back to
A Wrinkle in Time. Okay.
The wrong reason of why it was getting hate. Like,
Right.
there was a lot of people.
But I felt like they
It's
were
a
kind of
male-oriented thing.
they were trying to do like what they did for Black Panther. They were trying to hate on it.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes had to limit the comments and all this other stuff. But again,
Agree, but you have to understand, with A Wrinkle in Time, I went to go see A Wrinkle in Time, as I do with a lot of the, Frozen and all these stuff. I go with my daughter and my wife. So
I went by myself.
the movie is not directed towards our demographic,
Right.
So
Agreed.
for me to vote the movie through my eyes as an adult male, to me it's a 2. It's a 2 through my eyes, but through my daughter's eyes, who the movie is made for, it was like a perfect 10.
Well, yeah,
You know what I mean? So for us to view it through adults' eyes is not the same. It's not the same.
You want the best example? The new Ninja Turtles. They're not meant for us anymore.
That's right.
Which is so disappointing.
Exactly.
Because they did Shrek, okay? It's for them and us.
We leave the disappointments to the newer generation.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is.
Let us enjoy what came out there.
Okay, this goes back.
This works, but then it also there's a negative to the argument.
Exactly.
I'll let you
explain. This also goes back to wrestling as well too, where you have the same exact thing with the EAW with WWE's current products. It's the same exact thing. It is not made for us anymore.
No,
people forget. Yeah. It's made for his daughter. It is made for his kid to buy into the product.
I think if you're going to sit there, probably the worst one you can bring up, only because this is the thing. That argument was given about the Ninja Turtle movies, and I know we're straying off of Captain Marvel. The Ninja Turtle movies, in all essence, they were horrible. I know, fine, the arguments that they were a younger demographic they were going for. But they were horrible, or they weren't as good as they could be?
The Muppet version, or the current Ninja Turtles?
The alien version.
The new ones.
The new one. No, I thought you were talking about the... I'm okay. I was ready to come for you.
I was ready. My nephew didn't like those movies. He didn't like those
movies. I took my girl to see Ghostbusters, and she didn't, a different girl at the time, she didn't like even Ghostbusters, where it was an all-women cast. She goes, I didn't get it. Like, why? I watched the originals. There was no storyline. There was no passing the torch. I saw the original cast in it, and for a woman's, I got it from a girl who doesn't watch movies, who doesn't like to go to watch a lot of movies, and she said, "What the hell is this?"
Saturday Night Live doing a Ghostbusters skit for 2 hours long.
From the beginning.
That's what it was.
That
movie was doomed from the day that the preview dropped. The preview alone told you everything how horrible
the preview was dope. We were like, okay, this looks good. When the logo was the ghost, as if you watched the real Ghostbusters again, that's what killed it for me.
It turned it off with me with the preview. I remember people even complained about like who cut this preview. Yeah, they cut it horribly.
No, the studio started backtracking at that point.
Back to Captain Marvel.
What killed it for me is watching Leslie Jones.
Captain Marvel. No.
What killed it for me was Leslie Jones as a transit worker leaving the booth to investigate in the tracks. Now that was non-accuracy, Hollywood, okay? We don't do that.
What are you talking about? Last time I took the train, the guy watching that booth wasn't there either. Mike, and half the cameras don't work.
Okay.
Backtrack.
No. Hold on. No. If any of TW whatever, because I'm not going to say the full, is listening, no.
Time Warner.
There you go. Time Warner's listening. Have I done it before? Of course I have. Because you are the man of your station. If something goes down...
Yeah, you're in charge.
However, I've got seniority. Anyway, Captain Marvel, right?
No, but back to Captain Marvel, yeah, it is meant towards a younger generation. Because those storylines are meant for a younger girl audience. That's the reason why Squirrel Girl is going to get introduced. People forget that this introduces the Squirrel Girl storyline, the Ms. Marvel storyline that introduces a young Pakistani girl. This also introduces the young Xmen.
And it also is the start of the new phase after Endgame.
Yeah. Monica Rambeau. We actually got an introduction to another future player in Marvel.
Miss Marvel, Photon Spectrum.
Yeah.
She's actually more powerful than Miss Marvel.
I like Captain Marvel. It was good. I love the
nostalgia.
I like Stan's cameo and the whole Mallrats.
Oh, that was dope.
If I spoiled it for you, I'm sorry if you haven't seen it.
Spoiler
alert.
You know, but I really enjoyed it.
The fanboys there were fanboys hating on that. I was like,
I enjoyed the idea. I enjoyed the idea of
the 90s nostalgia.
No, not even.
That was also the Radio Shack. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoyed the idea of a female getting her powers from an alien, becoming the greatest of all time. Wait a minute, that's Green Lantern.
Yep.
Well, I think one of the great things about it, besides the 90s nostalgia, besides the witty humor that they have and all this other stuff, I like the whole fact that and it took me a while to get, and I kind of I wanted more. I wanted a real gritty origin story. I know they play she doesn't really have that much memory.
You do know there was two origins, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's
people forget that there's two origins.
I know, but I wanted.
We're looking at the current, let's focus on the movie origin.
It sets up for another. It sets up for two other movies that people forget.
What I wanted was a more in-depth character who she was, because I really feel like she was a badass. I'm not gonna lie, she was a badass, but I felt like her friend was kind of there for the ride. I'm not saying I'm a badass, but I'm an adventurous person, and people who go with me and do stuff, they're pretty on the same league. She was more like a around.
The friend, this was the friend
cat
was
did
there. The friend was there to establish the connection
Which
of
friend?
Monica Rambeau.
Right, but I felt like
That's
they
what
should
it
have
was.
developed that. I felt like
Because,
they,
It was. I thought it was.
For
very well
almost 3
developed.
hours worth of footage.
because,
I mean,
like,
come
but
on.
it gives
how
2
much-
hours and 5 minutes.
Still.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
I
see the characters again.
Once
We're
again.
gonna see them again. In Miss
Um,
Marvel too.
we did
Marvel
we
too.
did Titanic, we did Lord of the Rings. If it's a great movie, I will sit my butt for 3 hours.
It sets up for another Miss Marvel sequel slash prequel.
They better go. Whatever.
Which-
they better.
I don't think we're gonna do another prequel.
Yeah,
They have to.
They're gonna. Everything's gonna lead into the next phase.
No,
Yeah,
because
so
guess
we're
what?
gonna get a
Everyone
flashback.
forgets the next phase. Everyone forgets the introduction of Fantastic Four. Everyone forgets how the Skrulls become Super Skrulls.
Yeah, but
Keep
again,
in mind, this week alone,
Well, it's supposed to be
Disney
just one.
owns Fox, like for
yes,
sure.
it happened.
So this
So
is
they
probably,
can't
this is
reveal
probably
any
all
plans. I
gonna
think
be.
after the 20th or the 21st.
21st.
My
There you
birthday,
go.
holla.
21st. But meanwhile, they did.
Whoop, whoop.
They kind of threw in Skrulls, and don't forget, it becomes a whole Skrulls race where they all become Super
That'd be
Skrulls.
dope.
Well, that's what they
Secret
said.
Wars,
That
man.
Yeah.
the
Secret
next
Wars.
movie. They're saying that the next phase is going to be most likely focused on cosmic stuff. Like,
Okay.
coming
Cosmic
for-
stuff, and I also heard
And
that
everyone
it's
wants-
possibly they're going to go down the ultimate route. The
What-
ultimate.
Well,
in
they're
the
already
Ultimate
ultimate.
round.
Yeah,
They're
we're
already
gonna have to.
based off of it, but maybe they're
But they're
gonna.
going there.
Okay,
it
so
looks like it's going there.
So there's gonna be a
There's
Marvel.
gonna be an explosion above.
No,
New
there might be
York,
another
and-
multiverse. Is what you're saying? Then
multi-
technically,
No,
they
no,
kind of
no.
have to. And if they're
Because
going through the quantum realm,
they're basing-
time travel, other dimensions. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's
that's
gonna-
Oh, it
that's
sounds like
an
we're going
area-
straight to
well,
the
this is
trailer
thing,
now.
that's-
The next
that's an
thing
area
we're
that's
talking
gonna
about.
be
Wait,
explored.
but
Yeah.
here's the thing. Just to piggyback off of that they could go with that route because the Disney Plus app is coming out and a lot of stuff are getting shows.
yeah,
Keep
that
in mind
makes
the Loki
sense.
show, the
Cloak
what
and
is it?
Dagger,
The,
which comes out next month.
Falcon and Winter Soldier are gonna
Yeah.
have their own thing.
Season 1 was amazing.
Of what?
No.
Cloak
Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and
I still haven't
Dagger.
seen
Now,
Cloak
what I
and
like
Dagger.
Pretty
is
dope.
this, and
No.
I'm
Pretty
just
dope.
gonna say this.
I'm like halfway
And plus,
I
you
haven't
got
seen it.
Ant-Man. You got a third Ant-Man coming out,
Yeah.
which has to.
It's after. It's
Right.
after the whole entire fact.
Now, what I like is this.
Okay.
What Miss Marvel, like you were saying, what demographic that they were aiming for. You have a female superhero movie that did well. We actually have a 3 for 3 right now. You have Wonder Woman that did well. You have Battling Angel Alita that did well.
Alita.
Yeah, they did well for an anime movie with a female lead. I Ghost in the Shell is an honorable mention, but
Here,
Alita knocked
here,
out the
pick
park.
me, pick
And
me.
Miss Marvel.
Pick me.
Captain
Pick me. He
Marvel.
knows what I'm gonna
I pick
say.
You. I pick you.
Does everybody see that Amazonian mustache on Wonder Woman Gal Gadot? Cause Captain Marvel beat its butt.
Definitely did not.
Oh, it didn't.
Definitely did not.
You know what? You know what he's talking about? He's talking about
Why does
worldwide sales.
Why
That's
does that-
fine.
Why does it have to be a competition?
Why not? It's a competition between the two. It's a
Okay,
healthy
This
competition.
is Naruto and Sasuke going at it right now.
well, we're gonna see in a few months anyway how
Yeah.
Wonder Woman does in the box office within the same year.
I'm hoping
So-
Wonder Woman. I'm hoping
Wonder
as
Woman-
well.
No, it's
Oh, next year.
As well.
Oh yeah, they messed that one up and
I
pushed
wanna
it back.
Wonder Woman, I think, made was it 850 million?
Something
It was
like
the-
that.
Something
Yeah.
like that, 800 something million, and I
It
think
was-
Captain Marvel made 500 million.
It was
Five-
yes,
five-
it
five-
was
five-
DC's
huh?
home
I
run.
think it was
That's what it was.
600 million. So when I checked, it was 525. So it makes
No,
sense.
it's not a big deal with the box office.
Wonder Woman?
made 6 or 7.
No, it was like 800 worldwide.
Look,
I
it
checked
doesn't. It
yeah.
doesn't matter about box office sales. You know what actually matters?
Oh, no, I'm just coming after.
Storyline. Storyline. What storyline did you like better? What storyline did you like? Did you like
Captain
Wonder
Marvel.
Woman?
I like
Did you
Captain
like
Marvel.
Wonder Woman's?
Captain Marvel
Did
story.
you like
you know
Wonder
what?
Woman's World War One edition, World War Two
I feel like
edition, which
they-
kind of got weird for a
With
while?
the exception
Or
of
just
the
like Captain-
battle scene on the beach.
Well,
The
this goes-
storyline was pretty dope for their
If I'm
era.
gonna-
I'm
but-
not gonna lie, because like Wonder
but-
Woman kind of
but
talked about
here-
feminism
Yeah.
going back for as long as it did. Was it the 40s, if I'm
rate
not
it like
mistaken?
this, though. I
40s
would
and
say that
50s,
these
yeah,
three
yeah.
movies did well.
Mhm.
When it comes down to storyline,
Mhm.
Battle Angel Alita was come out for number 1 for me.
Mm.
Number 2 would be Captain Marvel, and number 3 would be Wonder Woman.
But they're all very
They're all very well
very
done
good.
movies, but if I had to pick
Okay.
storyline, that's how
See,
I
the
would.
only thing that had actually annoyed me about everything is that the media just hyped up that, okay, it's International Women's Day and Captain Marvel, but it's like you kind of leave Wonder Woman off to the side. It's like,
Well,
That
how
was
do you
purposely
feel
done.
as a
That was
woman?
purposely done.
As a woman who's seen both movies, how do you feel about
She hasn't seen
one?
Captain Marvel.
You haven't seen Captain Marvel, so we can't.
Basically,
Darn
it's
it.
Green Lantern origin, but female.
Yeah.
No, it is not Green
You
Lantern.
can't comment about it.
It is not Green Lantern origin.
You know what?
Origin.
I think
Can you say
Origin
origin again?
movie.
Oregon.
Oregon Trail.
It's in here.
One.
Or Oregon Trail.
Did you need more?
All right, so really quickly before we move on, let's
Before we move on, this episode is sponsored by Johnny Walker and whatever whiskey decides to bring us. If you are a whiskey company, please give us a bottle or two. We will take no for an answer. We will take yes as much as you want to give us.
Yes. So let's talk about some really good points and maybe some misconceptions about Captain Marvel that need to go. Because some people who haven't seen it may be confused. T, tell them about the Tesseract.
Oh, so the Tesseract, as we know,
it's a blue square.
It's a blue square with the Space Stone inside of it. It was going back to Phase 1, it was seen in the Captain America First Avengers movie. Mm-hmm. At the end of the movie, Howard Stark picked it up out the ocean. It was later seen in Avengers.
Right.
But there was a time gap of what happened. So where Captain Marvel took place, the Tesseract was given to Marvel. I do not remember what her name was in her Earth name was in the movie. But Howard Stark
and Ed Benny
gave
what? Okay,
Howard Stark gave her the Tesseract
Howard Stern
to develop the Lightspeed engine.
Yes.
But before that, I don't know where Ant-Man falls in, but I know Ant-Man. The beginning of Ant-Man takes place in that same building that was destroyed in the beginning of the Avengers movie, which is the same building that is in Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. So the Tesseract was literally one place.
Yeah.
After it was taken out of the ocean. And then of course we know at the end of the movie what happens with it. The cat eats it, and the Flerken eats it, and then
spoiler alert.
Gertie takes it back.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell spoiler alerts all over this. Right.
But that's about it. So a lot of people think it's like a
misplaced.
Well, technically, it never left. It never left Earth. It never left where it's supposed to be.
Okay, that was the part that I was a bit confused about.
Oh no,
I'm back.
So I bet you in the next couple of weeks after this episode goes up, there's gonna be a video of how this Tesseract is around.
Oh yeah,
around S.H.I.E.L.D. It ends up in the hands of S.H.I.E.L.D., but somehow it doesn't end up in the hands of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It ends up in Asgard.
But they already have a comparison list of what movies are in order, even with Captain Marvel in there. Like Captain America, then Captain Marvel, then it's it just has that whole.
There's gonna be 7 more movies after Endgame anyway that has to go back as prequels.
Fine. Yeah, but I don't think I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna do that with every movie. I don't think we're gonna get a prequel for. Maybe we'll get like a 15 minute teaser. Not teaser, but 15 minute
like a flashback
intro,
like
flashback for Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's about it. I don't think X-Men is going to take place in the 70s or the 80s. They're doing that right now. They're not going to redo the same thing.
Yeah, they're not going to do a Fox thing. They're going to do their own thing. I mean, I really feel like X-Men may end up even be a Disney app show. Who knows?
I'm really looking forward to see what they do for X-Men, being that Dark Phoenix is coming out. Did anybody see when she went binary towards the end? Yeah. So binary's like Captain Marvel's like whatever the guy wants her to do, she does it. She turns like a second transformation. Her
Super Saiyan.
Her Super Saiyan, yes. So she turned like Super Saiyan for a little bit.
But let's be real though. Like it's kind of retcon that binary thing. It's just this is Captain Marvel. This is her powers. That's it going forward. Anything before that, Miss Marvel stuff's been retcon.
I would not doubt.
It's just her powering up. Basically.
Yeah,
it's just her powering up.
I'm powering up.
Like Thor. It's like how Thor got the electricity all around him, the lightning all around him. Yes. She's basically doing the same thing. It's just her top level. That's it.
I hate you guys.
The soundtrack was horrible though. They could have done a better 90s soundtrack.
Oh come on! Granted, it was 94 based.
But you know what?
And you had 2 songs based in 96, 97.
I definitely made a mistake and said I'm not a girls by Pink. It's not by Pink at all.
That they played during that fight scene.
There you go. I definitely made that mistake.
Who made that mistake?
Me.
Why?
Because I'm a man. That's why. Which is what I'm going to go into. Everybody here that feels like that soundtrack was not so great, maybe it wasn't for you guys.
That's true.
No.
Seriously.
No.
Seriously.
Me as a radio DJ, it killed me as a radio DJ knowing what year half these songs came out in. Mm-hmm. And I'm going, this is 94. And then No Doubt gets played. And I'm like, No Doubt's 2 years after. Tragic Orange came out the year after that. So it's like that's 95, 96.
But that's I'm gonna piggyback what
you're being
said.
technical. The soundtrack is not for us. We have male appendages that cannot resonate. Okay, the song says "I'm just a girl" while she's in a battle scene.
Wait,
come on.
But it wasn't that hard. Like there could have been others.
Keep in mind, I saw this movie on very low quality, so I have no clue when this movie takes place.
Hood release.
Oh, you
okay. So what year was this?
94, 90, it's supposed to be 93, 94.
95.
I thought Tragic Kingdom came out in 94.
No. If the album released, the single wasn't released till a year and a half later.
It was 95.
So
was
the
6 years.
album can
That's
be
right.
released.
I was in high school at that time.
Right,
Okay.
an album can be released, but a single is released later, a year and a half
You just feel
later.
like the tracks that they chose weren't of that year. You felt like they
Two of the
should've-
tracks are
Right.
not of that year. The album may have been released,
Extremely nitpicky.
but it has to do with Billboard Top 100.
Sir, it's
You-
not for us.
You
I
mother-
get- I understand what you're saying. No.
No, I'm not.
He
I'm
can
not
tell you, I
complaining.
nitpick.
I'm gonna piggyback.
I'm
what
not.
you
No.
said.
I'm not
gonna piggyback.
complaining of the song choice. I thought like hearing No Doubt, I'm Just a Girl. She does
Okay.
a fight scene.
Yeah.
I feel like there could have been a better song.
Right.
Because that song could have been chosen a little bit earlier down the line or in a different fight
But
scene.
I'm gonna piggyback.
You
I'm
know.
gonna piggyback what Mike said because I agree with you about the fight scene. But again, it really wasn't a movie directed towards us because my wife loved it.
Yeah,
She loved that song with the fight scene.
we have a guy's perspective of this. We
Yeah.
we need to go see the movie so we can actually talk about it even more
So-
of how they felt when they watched all those scenes.
Brooklyn T pointed something out to me when we talk about it because as soon as
want
I see a
to
movie, it's me and him generally on the phone. We're talking,
Julie?
and and we're just like he was like, "Yo, you got to understand, like this movie was talking about subliminally over the things that she had to overcome as a woman, as a little girl, as a teenager,
Right.
and it kept hitting that. It wasn't like in your face, like
It wasn't for us.
feminism,
It was-
eat it, you know,
No,
like
it was subtle. It
but-
was showing, yeah.
but it was
what she
stronger.
went
I'll
through,
definitely
yeah.
say it was stronger than Wonder Woman. You know, and that's not to like trash Wonder Woman. I'm just saying it was stronger here.
It wasn't.
So when
It wasn't thrown in your face immediately.
Right.
It was slowly brought
Oh,
up.
it
that
was
this
it was
is-
slowly dragged
this
across your
is
face.
But you know what? It's a
It
great.
taught me why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves up.
Because you get that. This is the thing. We're in an industry.
My God.
The comic book industry has always been male dominated for many years.
Still
Captain
is.
Marvel comes out. It still is, yeah. But it's changing. Like one of the things that are changing that you see is that we're having more diverse superheroes.
Yes.
Which is something that's always been missing. People get mad about that, but I'm like, why
What's
are you
with this
getting mad about
diversity thing going on?
Yeah,
Come
it's
on.
like, come on. Why are people getting mad about that?
It
Let's be
shouldn't be-
real.
yeah, there shouldn't be
Iron
going on.
Man could be anybody because Iron Man is the title, but no one could be a Tony Stark.
By the way, you do know Ironheart was already removed, so they're going back to.
it's-
They
Listen,
already
it's
removed
because you
Ironheart,
got-
so like
it's because you got all the Mystery fan. I'm not gonna even get into fanboys right now
So-
because that's a whole different
Well,
topic.
good.
No,
Good.
it's not
Finish-
that.
finish your
It's
thought.
not that.
No, it's
It's-
like this. I like the fact that, and again, going what Brooklyn Boy T said, because you had your daughter, you took your daughter to go see the movie. This is something that you get to see. Your daughter is enjoying this. She's like, you know what? I could be a tough superhero. I don't have to be. Oh, I'm the little girl going to go
said
to a
one
film
thing.
dress.
Oh, better yet, I could be a captain.
Yeah.
You know,
And,
you know
that's-
what?
and it's the same thing when you see
or a
characters.
Miz.
When you see characters like where
I mean,
male,
do you not see
female,
Miz as a
minority,
what is it?
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
just to piggyback off of that,
Buster.
one of the things that I do
characters.
as a father, at least, is try to.
Booster Gold.
You always try to tell them, you could do this, you could do this yourself. But then also in the back of your mind, you want to do it for them.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm watching this movie. It was kind of like holding up a mirror to my face because there's definitely times where Robin would, she would be running as fast as she can, and I always tell her slow down. You don't want to fall, slow down. But if it was a boy, I don't think I would say that same thing. So it was kind of like it was a teaching moment for me, and I kind of just let her do what she wants to do as far as exploring her surroundings. Like when she goes to the park, she jumps, she goes into monkey bars and stuff like that. And it's as a first instinct, you want to catch her when she falls, as opposed to letting her fall and then getting up and dusting herself off. And that's from a parent, that is extremely hard to let go.
So
I wanted to stay a baby.
we're gonna move on from
Never gonna
this.
happen.
I think. All in all, we can nitpick about the soundtrack. It wasn't for us. We can nitpick at certain things, like.
But
Like-
what about us,
Wait,
man?
the overall verdict.
What about
this is the thing.
us, long
We're
time
men.
comic book
We're
fans?
Here's the
men.
verdict. Here's the verdict.
What about men
Captain
that
Marvel-
struggled all their lives
What
of
about
creating the
ones
wheel?
that
I'm
saw
giving-
the Spider-Man and X-Men cartoons,
We're
yo?
gonna bleep this, all right? Fuck him.
Wait, you want
honestly-
Neil Patrick Harris to come out as Spider-Man? Yes.
Yo,
That'd be dope.
Did I just create something? Neil Patrick Harris coming out as Spider-Man?
No.
Could that actually happen?
My
He's
spider
like-
sense is tingling. I'm giving him the doogie.
Captain Marvel is an 8. If not an 8.5, you should definitely
I would
watch
give
it.
it an 8.5.
And to sum
I'll
it
give it
up,
8.5.
you fanboys that actually don't think us women can actually do it, fuck you.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Should we move on to Love,
Death and Robots? Sure, let's talk
That's
about.
just the two of you.
That's
just
just
the two of you.
Wait, hold on.
I figure since we're talking about Marvel, we should at least proceed with the
Endgame
trailer.
Okay.
Okay,
we'll do that.
no, yeah.
say
Well,
Love, Death, and
no,
Robots.
because let's just go with this one because it's just the two of them.
Yeah,
Because this will end in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Wait, nobody else saw it?
No, it's just the two of you.
Okay, so Love, Death, and Robots is on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
If you have Netflix or know somebody's password, definitely take the time out and watch it. To watch it.
Isn't it like a heavy
It's
metal?
an
thing?
Yes.
it's like a heavy metal anthology type.
I was
movie.
told that if you like, what is it, Love, Death, and Robots, check out Robot Carnival.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen it in theaters.
Because that's supposedly the original
Ooh.
to Love, Death, and
How
Robots.
original.
I guess
It's
to a point.
Uh-huh.
Because basically Love, Death, and Robots is just 18 episodes of just different stories put together.
Uh-huh.
But they're not connected in any
Okay.
way, shape, or form. Just talking about how much humans suck and the world's gonna end, man.
Sounds like my kind of show.
Robot Carnival, on
It
the
is,
other
man.
hand, is basically just an LSD trip of just 4 animators who just did 4 beautifully hand-drawn.
Sounds like my kind
Absolutely.
of show.
That one's great.
Woohoo! Can I have some?
So,
yeah, buddy.
Love, Death, and Robots, like Fernando said, definitely is like a culmination of stories. They definitely hint a lot at what humanity's doing and what we're doing wrong. There's different viewpoints where you're actually there. One of my favorite stories involves werewolves.
Oh,
And
that was
dope. I'm not gonna ruin it
The
since nobody's.
animation quality, the werewolf sort, just how it. Go ahead.
No. It's cool. No, you get so like there is a story right now.
About werewolves?
I just want to say that this is like a Twilight werewolf thing going on right now.
Yeah.
They seem to be like
It is.
they seem
it is.
they seem to be fanboying hard on this one.
Hold on. Put it this way. This has nothing to do with goddamn Twilight. These werewolves would
They
make
don't
the
glitter,
Twilight
right?
werewolves look. Well, they already look like that. Let's be real. The way how they did it, it's pretty much. I don't want to give away too much of the story, but it says it in the description. It's pretty much. It's called shapeshifters.
Okay.
It's
it's
what
very
would
True
happen.
Blood.
Is what would happen if the United States Army recruited werewolves in the time of the Afghanistan.
The last
Afghanistan war.
Underworld movie.
You stop it.
I mean.
No.
I mean,
Let me
go.
piggyback
Come on.
off that. There is a story
Okay.
in which reminds me of the movie Alita in there.
Okay.
It's like they pay homage to it.
Yeah.
There's like little homages to what's going on in Real World as well as certain movies that happen. So let's not do
Okay,
that.
so it sounds very interesting. So you have an Alita twist with a little bit of Underworld with just the werewolves, right? You didn't see the last
Actually,
Underworld
no,
movie
it was
then.
funny because
Okay.
it's
I did.
because Suits.
He didn't.
Suits.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember Suits?
I remember Suits.
Someone Bun made the. I think it was Bun that made the combination. Bun, I'm giving you a shout out. He made the comparison. Suits was kind of like if Pixar had done a what's it called, Starship Troopers movie, but with farmers.
Yes, and the twist is the
I
twist
got
at the end was dope.
because when you said Suits, I'm thinking about the USA Network. TV.
No.
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
That's the first-
That's the name of the episode. That's the name of the episode.
It's called Suits.
oh, so do you want to say the name of the episode of Suits?
The name of the episode
You're
is
saying
called
Suits.
Hey.
All of us just thought of the USA Network show Suits.
Yeah,
Oh my
that
God,
doesn't
cool.
matter.
White people.
We're watching.
clarified it.
We're
You
watching
clarified
wrestling on regular network TV where Suits advertisements
Doesn't
on.
matter. This thing got me excited. It was dope.
Come on, man, Mr. Rothfuss.
Listen. I've watched Heavy Metal, both 1 and 2.
Yes. I've read the comic.
Okay, I've
Many
watched the
times.
animation
Both
because
1 and 2.
Hold on.
No. He still has the comic in the bathroom for 1 and 2.
So no, he's
With me, right?
because my dad. Shout out to my dad for this one. He had a private collection.
That's not so.
You know, he had a Blackula one, but then he also had like Heavy Metal, Heavy 1 and 2.
Dracula.
Yes.
Yes, there's a black
Yes.
version. There's a black version.
There's
So
there's
not Black Dracula, but
Blackula
Blackula?
Yes,
You
Black.
need to brush up on your.
I should go and spank you for that one.
for the black porn.
Because Stone Cold said so.
So like when Omar, I'll beat that out. When Sebastian told me, of course, that
Omar.
I know, right? Because I always get. So when Sebastian told me that this was like heavy metal, I was interested, and to an extent, it is. It's not as graphic as heavy metal was, because heavy metal was definitely graphic.
It was graphic.
You saw everything. However, this was like the Witness one, which was the 3rd episode. Like how she kind of teases, like you kind of see her butt and whatever underneath it, but then you kind of don't because it's like blurred out. But it's like you focus so much more on the story. Once again, my favorite one is the werewolf one because it's like I'm more interested in the werewolves, where they came from, how they originated, what happens now, and all this other stuff. They obviously heal, but then it also takes like a dark turn because there's this one called the Space Rift of Aquila, I believe, Aquila Space Rift.
That was
which is crazy. It's like it's kind of like Event Horizon in a sense, but like not as much death and gore.
It's Event Horizon bang Lost in Space, put it that way.
What? Yeah. But not it's like
this
really,
is the baby.
Yeah, it's really dope. Take a chance. Look at it. I'm sure you're gonna love it. There's like I don't know if it's 18, but maybe like 13 episodes or whatever.
We were talking about it in the car.
You got sci-fi, you got fantasy.
We were talking about it in the car. I told you my least 2 favorite episodes was when the yogurt took over and Ice Age.
Sentient life comes and help us, and yogurt, we still reject it. Yogurt? And then something happens that we don't know. You know how we normally used to like sentient life taking over Earth. That doesn't happen. But I'll let you talk about it.
What's funny about this? See,
it's sentient life.
It's sentient life. What happens is that
Ohio got a big shout out to that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we can't really say too much, but what happens is they did an experiment. One of the scientists, the female scientist, brought it home. It became sentient, and it was like, this is how you can fix your financial economic crisis. Don't deviate from the plan. This is what we have. And ultimately, something happens where it does not take over the Earth. I'm not going to say what happens because it's something that we never see. But then, like, when you listen to the narrator, like, talk at the end, it makes so much sense. It's like, actually, wow.
You've kind of made me appreciate it a little more just by your comparison, what you just made right there. Because there's a lot of stuff that flowed through my head with that one.
I try. This is what I do. I try.
I recommend it. I know everyone here hasn't seen it. I do recommend it if you love heavy metal, if you ever grew up, if you ever saw the movies, if you ever read the magazine. These are great shorts. The animation quality.
Oh.
As someone who as an artist, who's done animation, who's seen plenty of different animations, the quality of each animated episode, the weakest animated one was the one about the multiverse.
Yeah.
Compared to everything that was there. There was 3D animation where it's just like the
There was real life animation too.
You could see like into the pores of the characters and all that. I was like, just the work that had gone into all these animations.
As a comic book fan, there are certain illustrators and artists that you prefer to write your favorite comic book story. Let's be real. Yeah. You understand when Superman's chest is too broad, you're like, I hate this guy, but I like the story. But when it's like perfectly even and it makes sense, you're okay. They're gonna have different animators that's gonna rub you at first, but then it flows so well you appreciate it more. So definitely take a look at it. And if you are an artist, take some notes because this was done great, beautifully.
All right, so if there actually is boobies and vaginas, I'm in.
It is. I will say they don't really show so much of the down region, but the boobs, as always,
if you watch the originals 1 and 2,
it's there, but it's not like
in the second
focused
one.
on.
No, but in the second one though, they kind of show like when she.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Okay?
I've never seen that.
It's like flashed.
All right, I'm just gonna say this. It's good to have a girl with a guy's perspective when it comes to the,
it's like Dr.
female body,
man. It's like it's there,
smart man.
But it's not...
Smart man right there.
All right, let's move on.
Endgame.
Let's talk about the Endgame trailer.
Oh my god!
All right, I'm just gonna say the one thing I think everybody's thinking of. Those suits are amazing. Those suits are amazing, and obviously Tony Stark makes it back to Earth.
Isn't that the suits that they wore in the figures that I sent?
Yes.
See, spoiler.
Yes, no, that was the suit with the Hulk when they spoiled Hulk.
Right.
Is this the suit he's going to put on? Is it going to be Smart Hulk that we're expecting from the comic book?
I still want him to lift the mountain.
If you notice,
in the trailer he's still out. In the trailer he's still out.
There hasn't been any Hulk footage. It's just Banner. Maybe in this particular movie they might show that what Bruce Banner can do without the Hulk.
But if you if you go back to the last Avengers movie, they teased a bunch of stuff about Hulk. All Hulk footage and all that. Yeah. We didn't get that.
Pops teased it too, even though we didn't get it anyway.
We don't know what we're gonna get with because like they said, they're using Thor Ragnarok, the last Avengers movie, Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame to tell an arc of Hulk's story because Marvel doesn't have the film rights to Hulk.
Correct.
but they're telling the whole story.
F you, Universal. F you. Even though I love your classic monsters, but F you.
Which they failed at, by the way.
Universal classic.
Actually, no. I was actually looking forward to seeing if they were going to do Mummy 2 or what they were going to do after that. I was interested to see what would happen with him being the demon. But go ahead.
I figured Dracula with Luke, what's his name? Luke Evans? I thought that was going to be like the start.
That was
which
more like
that was good.
Would have been cool.
Anyway, back to good movies.
Yes.
They definitely put the carriage before the horse in that one. Like,
they put all their eggs on Tom Cruise, and
And I like Tom Cruise, but
it was the Virgin doing it for the first time, and he just splat.
You can't put the circle in the triangle square.
It was the Virgin getting his first time, and it went splat.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard something else. So I'm happy.
You
heard what I... Okay, I'm not the only one.
No, the toy...
I'll hear it.
Okay,
whatever. The toy companies have been historically spoiling a lot of stuff.
I love the toy spoilers because it makes me want to buy the toy.
Well,
the
that
toy
disappointed
immediately.
my review for Stormbreaker, yo. Like, come on, man. Can I see it?
This movie, as I'm pretty sure a lot of us here, we collect action figures and toys and stuff like that. They have not released any official footage, any official. Toy merchandise yet, and the movie comes out
I was at San Diego last year, and I didn't see anything that had to do with Avengers, and they made it on purpose, and including the toy show that just happened.
Also too,
also
too, how the movie was filmed.
No, I'm talking about San Diego Comic-Con and the New York Toy Show. They had nothing that had to do with the Avengers movie, and they did it on purpose.
They're doing a lot of stuff on purpose. The movie is very secretive right now.
No, they did one botch. They did one botch, and they did with Captain America: Winter Soldier. When Captain America: Winter Soldier, it's Black Widow who gets on a motorcycle and gets off the plane. On the toy, and they switched into Captain America. So they didn't want any screw-ups when it comes to toys anymore, because a lot of people were complaining of why was it switched from Captain America, it was supposed to be, Black Widow instead of Captain America on the toy. So they don't want to mess it up.
Or Hulk busting out of the Hulkbuster in the Pop Funko.
Correct. And the trailer showed one version while we see another version. But they're trying to.
It's Marvel being very secret about their first because
it's smart, man.
I love it.
That toy Marvel.
I love it. I hate it, but I love it.
They're saying how this movie was filmed. They said this movie was filmed in pieces. Like, instead of doing the reshoots like they usually do, after they've been doing everything like in pieces with this movie,
which leads to the mystery, man. Like, no.
And again, this for Endgame, it's a completely different animal. Last year with Infinity War, it was you could still toy leaks came out. Not even just toy leaks came out. Toys went on sale.
Yeah.
Like you said, Stormbreaker. That went on sale a whole month and change before Infinity War came out. This year, the embargo. I guess if there's an embargo, I don't think it hasn't released yet. It's not up yet because every toy manufacturer is gonna flood the internet with their stuff.
Yeah, Legos.
And the most that we got was that blurry picture of the quantum suits. Yeah, which at first I thought was horrible. Remember, I was like, that looks horrible, but it looks amazing in the trailer.
But the suits look nice. I love the red and yellow, red and white,
the red and white,
which I thought was super cool. And this latest trailer showed that Tony and Nebula make it back safe. If I'm not mistaken, that Super Bowl spot where they're running out into the field and looking up, my guess is that's the scene where they come back.
I have two. There's two weird questions running around. You watch the first teaser trailer, which shows Ant-Man and everything coming back to Earth.
Right.
When you watch them putting on the suits, you Is it 90s? Because don't forget, Black Widow's hair changes back to the blonde.
They go back and forth.
And they go back and forth. Whereas Ant-Man during this whole entire thing.
There's going to be a lot of
so
time
there is going to be it seems like there is going to be an Ant-Man 3 and it's trying to explain that middle storyline.
I think whatever ends with Endgame, that's going to be like the third Ant-Man.
The third Ant-Man movie, yeah.
So,
and then
I just want to, there's a lot of theories
but then
on.
also you get Ms. Marvel at the very end, but you don't show her in the suit. So then where's Captain Marvel during all this? Because the end of the trailer shows Ms. Marvel showing up. Mm-hmm. But when they're in the suits...
Thor, too. Thor wasn't in one of those suits.
No, Thor is not in one of those suits. No, Thor will never be in one of those suits.
The toys showed it. The toys
showed it. The toys can show one thing, they're not going to do it.
You can't take the footage for face value Marvel's already shown that any trailer footage that they give you, do not take it for face value. Only because they're not giving away.
But why? Because they have the screw up from Spider-Man from years ago. They don't want that screw up.
It's the thing. It goes back with someone made the comparison. You have a Marvel trailer. You have a DC trailer. DC shows you everything that's going on in the story. Oh, Doomsday's going to be secret, but we're going to show it to you anyway. Look at the comparison with the last Avengers trailer. There was a lot of footage in that last Avengers trailer that was not in the movie.
And by the way,
and again, this is Marvel.
We have a lot of. And by the way, we have very little Thanos in the trailer.
Yeah, so, they're misleading you.
The first lady wants
to
speak.
hear. Okay.
So, one thing that I actually noticed is the specks of red in different scenes within the trailer. I'm
Deadpool.
I got some major spoilers, possibly.
So I'm like, that reminded me too much of Schindler's List. I'm like, that's what I'm like.
The red in the background showing the whole entire time.
I definitely want to piggyback off of what you said. Are you finished by any chance? I don't want to.
So yeah, it's like it reminded me of Schindler with the girl in the red coat. It's basically kind of like that whole symbolism of like she actually basically goes in a sense she's the sacrifice out of all things. It's like, why those in-betweens of like those bits of red? I'm like, who's actually getting sacrificed at the end?
My guess is it means death. The red represents death, and we're gonna lose some.
It's interesting
Avengers.
because generally red represents like Phoenix new life. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
right.
It could be a double meaning.
But they did it. If you look at the last trailer, the Not Us trailer. I don't know the name of it. The 30-second Super Bowl trailer.
The Super Bowl trailer. Yes.
If you look at the beginning, like all the characters that they showed in red there, are none of those characters are showed in red in this one.
Right.
You know, so again, it's kind of like they purposely
doing it.
They're misleading.
Marvel is misleading people.
It was everybody who was dead before, and then this one was everybody who's alive. Minus Falcon.
We're gonna buy that $10,000 box set anyway. That they're gonna somehow figure out or put all the trailers together.
You know what?
You know you're buying that $10,000. You know the 20 Blu-ray set by Apple Ultra Laser.
No, you know what?
12.
You know what? This 22 movie. Like, well, how many movies is it into already?
21 right now.
21.
You know what they're gonna call this whole set?
What?
The Infinity Story.
Yeah,
it's like that's what it's gonna be called.
Now it actually goes and makes me question. I'm like, sacrifice. It's like, okay, Loki kind of sacrificed himself, but that's why Thor actually has a red suit.
But then
when it actually goes
Loki,
with Peggy's actual draped over with the English flag has a bit of red.
But Loki killed himself twice and kind of hid in the storyline. So yet again, you don't know if he's still dead or alive. Loki's the only mystery character that you don't know if he's dead or alive.
They're saying that Loki is the
dead.
Hulk. No, they're saying he's the Hulk. They're saying that the reason why Bruce Banner can't turn into the Hulk is because it's Loki posing as Bruce Banner. It's whatever.
There's a lot of theories.
There's a lot of theories. However, one theory I think is important to pay attention to is that
I mean,
here's the truth.
He is the god of mischief, so I can see.
I think
playing like the whole
Hulk
and then just reverting
I
back.
think it's going to be time traveling. There's going to be a whole lot of time traveling.
They've already speculated that they already guaranteed time traveling is going to be involved.
Right.
I know,
and they hinted at it at the end of the Ant-Man movie.
Not even. They showed Ant-Man when they show him. He's walking around. You see all these missing posters. It's already in the future where half the world's gone.
Right.
Or is that the present?
No, but then they show him
after the time.
They show him one time in the past.
That's another.
They show him one time in the past, and they show him one time in the future. And he's right. They have the pole, all the missing people.
He's jumping.
So how is it?
Okay.
And Tony's the one who
he's like Ghost. He could be Ghost.
On what Fernando said, like if he's jumping back and forth, so that means he's either like how far
he's figured out how to use that universe.
No,
it's not even
vice
that.
versa.
I think he's doing it
vice versa. Vice versa.
And
I feel like
the
he
one who brings
lended
him back and builds the suits for everyone, so they can do it as well.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be.
We're gonna see. Listen, there's a lot of theories. We're gonna see.
Right, because I feel like he goes into the past. I feel like he makes it to the future first, and ends up in the past to warn Captain America.
Blew my mind.
And then he goes back and he has the suits. Those white and blue suits, or the white and red suits, whatever colors you want to call them, they are very similar, as you just said, to the Ant-Man suits.
Yeah. I figured Ant-Man might have had a hand in building those suits.
But then you.
But I'm like, there's also another theory of, does Captain America actually go back and go to the dance with Peggy? And actually stay there.
If he dies.
Well, I mean,
yes.
we've talked about this. Captain America in the MCU lives for the war. When he doesn't have the war, he has nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They've been slowly hinting at that, so I would not doubt. There's even talk
and
that
don't
Tony's
forget, Red Skull
sacrifice.
comes in and takes away his age. takes away his health.
My guess is a lot of the
serum.
bigger characters like Tony, Cap, and Thor, they're not necessarily going to die, but they're just going to be around. My guess is Thor's going to be like the new Odin.
Yes. Thor has to be
Cap he might. I'm not.
Right.
I don't think it's going to happen,
Leadership.
but it might. It's a possibility. It's one of those things, but my guess is he does go back and he stays with Peggy. But then, wouldn't that...
Mess the
like,
timeline.
mess
No,
up the timeline?
it wouldn't mess up the timeline.
But
Because
that's
he stays-
why
because
actually
Bucky-
when
because
Ahsoka
that
can kind of come
would
in
be
and actually
another
go and take over.
sacrifice.
That's his sacrifice to Bucky stay as Captain America.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Hold on, Fernando. Let me hear it.
you're not gonna have Falcon as Captain America because no one's a big fan of him. No. Has nothing to do with that.
No, because when you said that, I said the exact same thing. I said, because he's black.
No.
I said that in my mind. I said,
Wanna why? You wanna why? You know why? Because all the brothers love Bucky. All the brothers love Sebastian.
I do love Bucky.
That's why. I'm
I
sorry.
love Bucky.
All right?
My two favorite.
As much as I forget
love
the actor's
Falcon,
name who's
All right.
playing Falcon.
Hold on,
Anthony
He's
Mackie.
not.
Let me hear
But
Fernando
he's
real
not.
quick. He had
He's
something
not
to
a
say.
favorite. He didn't turn. They were all hoping for him to become the favorite,
well,
so
he
they could do more
becomes
movies.
Captain
out of it.
America at one point in time.
Both of them.
He
do.
is technically he's currently Captain America, but because he's not very screen friendly,
He's missing an arm.
No, because he always says cut the check like it's like some
Cut the
crazy
check.
shit. And then
Cut
meanwhile
the
you got
check.
Sebastian, you got little, the token white boy in the whole entire movie that every girl of every color is drooling over.
Listen, man.
And every brother.
Bring in the black guy. Hold on.
But sorry, the last two Comic Cons I went to, I saw two black kids dressed up as Bucky. I didn't see him dressed as Falcon. I saw him dressed as Bucky. So that shows you
Because
where
no,
you're gonna go.
That everybody forgets about Falcon.
Falcon's costume is hard to replicate.
But Falcon's costume actually is wearing the Captain America suit.
Two, also, because Cap, he's kind of weak. He's kind of, I'm sorry.
He's just a human.
I'm
He's a
not,
weak
don't get me wrong, I'm not
character.
saying he's,
No,
you know what?
right.
Hashtag
Hold on,
sorry,
hold on,
not
hold on.
sorry.
Let me
not-
let Fernando get his piece. Fernando, please. Because we're going to talk about this.
He's holding his breath.
Yeah. Turn red and everything.
So the whole thing about Captain America possibly jumping back in time to be with Peggy could also technically lead down a House of M type of storyline. When they need him, he's old. He's
Yes.
like, oh, we could have used him.
Right. Oh,
So
that's
that possibility.
right.
Yeah. But
also
also,
he said
if he goes back in
killed.
time, I mean, remember, Peggy has kids. She's married.
Remember, go backwards.
That means
Peggy,
the other
Peggy
Carter
may
isn't
not
around either.
happen.
I mean,
So the
Yeah, but I don't
Captain
think Cap would do that.
To be
You know
fair,
what I mean? Like,
I think
To be fair,
that's his sacrifice.
That's a sacrifice.
Again.
He has the option, but chooses not to.
He has the option of staying with Peggy, but he won't.
Yeah.
Because he knows that it's going to affect the
Mhm.
timeline
What's
completely.
wrong with her
So
niece?
here's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
thing
Kind of.
that
In
may
Infinity
be
War.
happening. So I heard this from the grapevine while running around the record labels and stuff. There are cameos that are not mentioned that they did reshoots for. When Marvel brought Fox, the Endgame movie is actually pushed back several months because of reshoots.
So you think
The
that
reshoots are
So you think because of the buyout of Fox, they reshot so they can include newer characters? My guess
it's a
is
reshoot. The reshoot is they're not in the storyline.
But we
I'm
get-
saying is
my-
you get glimpses of. I'm gonna spoil it. A possible Fantastic Four.
That's what I'm saying.
yes.
A possible
In your
X-Men.
face,
That's what I'm
And
saying.
a possible
I figure-
Deadpool.
No,
my-
'cause you were hating
my-
on it.
My guess is
Fantastic
at some
Four.
point during this whole time travel, we get to see like you
Right.
said, clips and pieces
They're
of
not
this
going to
stuff.
be in the storyline, and everyone wants Hugh Jackman, somehow
Hugh
Wolverine
Jackman.
in the storyline.
I don't think
Well,
he's
he
never
did
gonna
say
Wait.
if Wolverine was in the MCU, he'd come back.
Right.
I'm gonna piggyback what you said because it makes sense only because there's going to be a year where there's not going to be any Marvel movies. They're going to give themselves time to put this phase together because they're taking a break. First of all, they've already stated.
I'm waiting for your insight. No.
Yeah.
You're on pause.
Listen,
Go
man.
ahead, man. Go
I know
ahead.
how to pick and choose my battles. It's 6 against 1. So,
First
by
of
all
all,
means.
Go
Please,
Nope.
you do not remember the last episode with me and Glass, okay?
That was
Take
hilarious.
okay.
Take the reins. Come on.
I
Do
am
it.
not in the current condition to be doing that. So,
Go ahead.
You need more shots?
Take it by the balls.
Here, hold on. Let's refill his cup first.
But
Listen,
I do believe that there is enough time for them to shoot a brief cameo at the end of the movie, and that will be it. We're not going to
Who's
see
not making a cameo?
Hugh Jackman.
We get to see Killmonger as the Human Torch again. Yeah, now we're talking.
Right?
No, do you want this straight?
Those guys are they're if we do get a if we I don't even think we're gonna get actors. It's gonna be something, and we're gonna see a 4 or we're gonna see an M. That is it. We're not going to see no actors, and I don't think we're going to see anything as far as
you'd be surprised. Or maybe a sign
here's
that
why.
says Baxter Building.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
I think that's a very good possibility. But I believe if they have the right actors and the right script by that time, by this time, honestly,
well, don't forget, they don't have to.
They've already teased it with the Skrulls because the Skrulls made the appearance in the Captain Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Skrulls were part of the Fantastic Four universe as villains.
That's already teased already in the movie storyline.
Oh, you mean Piccolo and the Namex?
Yes.
Hold on. But he's got a point because they messed up that whole Trunks timeline as well. I still don't understand how he came back.
Going back to that, they don't have to use the current cast of the X-Men.
And they won't.
And they're not going to. They're going to go back to the old cast that they fired.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Nah, they're not. Boo this man.
Oh.
Boo.
And wait till I'm right. And wait till Cyclops makes an appearance. So it's
Okay.
great.
No. Hold on.
Phoenix right here.
I would not doubt Cyclops finds his way into it because his manager needs that check. I don't know what that manager is,
Westworld,
but he wants that check.
No, that's he's got the Westworld check.
He's not
and they said it in one of the ads. You die really well.
He's not Cyclops.
Even
Even from X-Men 1, 2, and 3.
I'm just saying.
James Morrison.
He's
not.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I would not doubt he end up there. Okay, because his manager wants that check. His manager's name is Cut That Check. Okay.
He's already getting hairspray residual. It's all right.
And don't forget, there has to be something. We don't know what cast it is, who they introduced as far as the X-Men. Is it a new cast or is it one of the two casts? That's the only choices they have. Is the original cast or the current cast?
Nah, they're gonna choose somebody.
And they're not gonna go
because
they're probably gonna revamp the whole thing.
Well, that's the only way to redo it and do a rewrite. They're in the current storyline.
Wasn't Hugh Jackman gave what's his face Tom Hardy the blessing if he wants to play Wolverine?
Yeah.
Because that would be interesting if they even cast.
First of all, Wolverine's short, so is Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
But again, I don't
Tom
think...
Hardy's a great actor.
I don't think we're going to see anything X-Men related because we still have the X-Men
not everybody's
movie
perfect, okay?
That Queen's accent killed me.
Piccolo can literally destroy a planet, but he can't defeat Saiyans. All right? Take that in your pipe and smoke it.
I could say if Dark Phoenix came out before Endgame, yes, then I could see them saying, all right.
They're very main. No, they're not going to use the cast.
No, not the cast. What I'm saying is that if they was, let's say they bring in Cyclops, they're not going to bring in a new actor to play Cyclops now. That's what I'm saying. They're going to wait until after Dark Phoenix because they're going to blow that world up.
They're giving that year break.
Oh, yeah. Can I give T his props real quick? T called. We're going to talk about what people called. T called that Mystique was possibly going to die in Dark Phoenix.
And they already showed it.
And they showed it. You were 100% right. So shout out to T.
Right. They already showed her dying.
Damn, Mystique.
People just don't know how to cut freaking trailers.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's great. But you don't know when it is. So you don't know if it's happening in the beginning of the movie or at the end.
Right.
So don't.
That's
so
the beginning.
don't get it.
I feel like it shouldn't happen at all.
Either way, it doesn't matter because it's the last one.
No, I mean the trailer.
Here's
the
the
trailer.
thing.
Whoa, the trailer. The trailer.
Here's the thing.
Shouldn't show Mystique dying. It should just be like, it's like, holy crap. You remember Scream? Remember the movie Scream? Oh, I love that. All right, you remember the parody that came out?
Yes.
Scary movie.
Scary movie. Remember how funny it is? And people were like, it didn't show this on the trailer at all whatsoever. It showed like the lame parts, and even the lame parts were funny. Right. That's what it needs to do. Because I would prefer, like, I go into the movie and be like, holy crap, T. They killed Mystique.
Yeah.
You bastard!
Right.
You bastard!
But here's the thing. They had to do a ton of reshoots because all the people that watched the original X-Men movie watched this movie and said it is exactly like the third X-Men movie. Redo the whole entire movie.
Oh shoot!
I think it did.
So this was all. This was half of it was reshot.
If you notice, this last phase of X-Men movies that Fox has had, first of all, Gambit.
They've done X-Men twice. They've done the Phoenix Saga twice.
Yeah, they did
as a third movie.
Also
why?
So this is the last stand.
I mean, yeah.
Hold on.
Don't forget. Wait, hold up. If we're doing it, real quick. If this was supposed to be done right, they should have done this on Mojo World,
the family
where Dark Phoenix returns into Jean Grey, and I would have been 100% fine with this in Mojo World.
Well,
I'm long shot.
I mean, that would have been great.
I'm gonna just put my 2 cents in with the X-Men movies. And I'm really thinking that Fox is just throwing whatever out there right now because first of all, Gambit's canceled.
Scott Summers'
second of all,
father.
They did tons of reshoots for this X-Men movie. They did tons of reshoots for the New Mutants movie, which is now not even going to come to theaters. Yeah. That's going straight to like
Netflix, supposedly.
Netflix.
It was Netflix, and now it's going to be on the network.
I think they're going to shop it to Hulu. That was the rumor.
Yeah.
And so it just shows you the state of where the X-Men franchise is at right now. I don't think Dark Phoenix is going to do well.
Yeah, I only got one thing to actually say about the X-Men franchise.
Yeah.
I think opposite. I feel opposite. It's going to be good. It's not going to make box office hits like it's supposed to do. But then end it. You're going to end it because Jennifer Lawrence doesn't want to be Mystique anymore.
In the coffin, that's it. No,
right, it always becomes that.
There was just MCU.
I think Fox needs to sell their rights for sure. Because here's why.
They did.
They did. No. I'm just saying they need to sell their rights. Okay, let me rephrase it. They needed to sell their rights from way before. Because after the first 3 X-Men, remember the first X-Men was horrible?
What
happened?
The 2000? Huh.
No.
The first X-Men.
You mean first class.
Was awesome.
No, the first X-Men.
Okay.
Hold on, let me finish.
You have to understand 2000.
I believe it's 2000 with Storm, with Halle Berry.
Yes.
That was horrible.
No, it's not horrible.
It was horrible. What happens
right.
when you strike lightning to a front with that little?
So do you understand? Do you understand
the 3D? Yeah, and then the animation with Wolverine on the
year 2000.
That was horrible.
Do you
2000
understand
graphics?
Do you understand why X-Men had to be done? Do you understand the significance of the first X-Men movie?
Because somebody's got a check.
Nope. It has nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with this.
It has everything to do with it.
This having to do with Superman coming out afterwards.
Listen,
this having to do Superman Returns.
No, X-Men was horrible. X2 was much better. They even made my boy Nightcrawler, who's a pacifist to an extent.
Okay.
To an extent.
I'm
great. Remember that opening scene?
I'm going to screw you for a minute.
Yeah, no more drinking.
Give me the cup. Give me another one.
If it wasn't for the... I'm going to screw you right now. If it wasn't for the first X-Men movie, you would not have Spider-Man. You would not have the first Fantastic Four. You would not have Superman.
Daredevil.
You would not have a new edition.
Hold on, let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. No. I agree that it was a hallmark. Yes, I am studying. It's a hallmark to make superhero movies come out.
You watched Star Trek. For years, you watched Star Trek, and you saw Patrick Stewart going, "That's Professor X." You as a fan. For 20-some years watching Star Trek,
that doesn't mean we don't deserve a better movie. We literally use that argument to get on B versus S and Injustice. We could not get the full movie unless we bought the DVD after we saw the movie.
Without the first X-Men movie.
You guys are going to go off a tangent. I'm going to tell you right now why we needed these movies. First of all,
rising the first X-Men movie.
X-Men and Spider-Man, these 3 movies did something for superhero movies. If you notice, all 3 share one thing. They were Marvel movies. They laid the foundation for what we have right now. Marvel, at one point, the comic book company was going bankrupt before they got that Disney money and before their studio got purchased to do all the stuff. They were shopping around to see how their stuff was doing. When they saw that X-Men did well, Spider-Man and Blade did well, then that's when they're like, you know what? We need to go to production for ourselves.
Okay, Daredevil sadly was bad.
Can I say one thing? I'm going to fall back into the shadows of the Shadow Realm, okay?
Well, Daredevil...
How does that negate that the movie wasn't trash?
A-list actor
the movie wasn't
play
trash
a movie and actually fail at it.
First of all,
you're talking about the impact. I'm talking about the actual movie.
And Halle Berry was that in between.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Hold on.
We could when that movie came out, when the X-Men movie came out,
I heard Hugh Jackman from Broadway.
No one thought the movie was trash.
But I saw him as a dancer, as a singer.
But when the second movie came out, they improved
I saw the Boy of Oz. I saw the Broadway play. When the Boy of Oz came out.
They messed that up with her first line. And obviously you notice she had more lines in the second movie.
Talks too much.
So Halle Berry, again, that was her agent's fault. So the second X-Men movie improved everything off the first one. The third one, because remember, Bryan Singer directed the first and the second one. He didn't direct the third one. He left to do that. He left to do that Superman movie. Returns.
The one with the kid.
Yeah, that's what he left X-Men to go do.
That was still good. That was still good.
Who was Lex Luthor? Was it Kevin Spacey?
Yes. Kevin Spacey.
I like Kevin Spacey.
It was Kevin. I'm gonna go touch little boy Spacey.
Yeah.
He was a great Lex Luthor.
Damn.
He was a great Lex Luthor.
But he's still touching little boys.
Now, real quick. So, I get what you're saying, and I also get what Sebastian's saying.
Yeah, just a
but
bit more.
I think that we're missing the fact that we're talking about
We
the
need to
X-Men
lose
movie
people.
and its legacy.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the legacy. Let's talk about the movie itself. The X-Men movie for 2000 was ahead of its time.
Of course.
It was a great movie.
What do we have
And
before
now
that?
comparing it to X-Men 2 and X-Men 3, it is definitely the second best movie in that trilogy.
The first
Yeah,
X-Men
it
movie.
is.
You know
Come
what?
on.
X-Men 3 was
Let's be real.
trash.
The X-Men third one. The third one was trash.
Trash. That's what I'm saying. It was
The
the
first
third.
X-Men movie was
I'm
the
not gonna lie.
X-Men movie.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Then
Come
Batman
on.
and Robin.
They stole that from a
Because
YouTube
the
channel.
90s was just Batman, and then
Now-
the 2000s.
All right, can we
then
turn
got-
down the testosterone for just a moment?
Thank you.
So
That's
now-
a rough
Thank you for bringing us back.
Oh, did you want soda?
Going
Go
back
with
to
it.
Fox,
You gonna put in your whiskey?
and their X-Men. I wouldn't say that they were they was in dire need to sell. Just going off of the X-Men
actually,
universes, out of the 6 movies that they had, not including the Logan
Well, the
movies and stuff
X-Men-
like that,
X-Men.
they were batting 500.
Yeah, they were.
At
They
least-
they
more
were-
than
they were-
500.
they were either hit or misses because
Yeah.
when
I
they
did all
when
that
they
nonsense
did
in my 20s. I'm good.
when
No,
they
but
did
they-
X-Men First Class, the
That
X-Men
was- I thought
franchise,
that was a
it
great
good.
movie.
It
I
did
thought
I
that
like
was
First Class.
And then-
First Class was good.
And then
It
Days
was
very
good.
Days
Yeah,
very
it was good.
Days of Future Past was
Shout out to
arguably
Zoe Kravitz.
top 5 comic book movie of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Days of the Future Past, what
It
they
was a
did
very
with that
good
movie,
adaptation.
they erased
Well,
all
yes.
their
Yes,
It
past
was a
stuff.
very good.
First
adaptation.
Class made up for Last Stand.
Yes.
That's my opinion.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Made
my
up for
opinion.
Last Stand.
So-
and then
I
you come up with the
still
holy.
say
X-Men. Wait,
I like Days of
X-Men-
Future's Past. I
X-Men
love Days of
trash.
Future's.
Days of
X-Men
Future
It had a
was like
great
the
impact.
holy of like all X-Men movies.
Right.
It was still trash. I understand the impact. I'm thankful
That's
for
your
it.
opinion don't count
I'm
anymore.
thankful.
No,
Oh no, my opinion.
You
Take
know
off
what?
his mic.
You know what? Name every Marvel movie you like, and now throw it out of your library because without the first X-Men movie, you wouldn't have any of this.
but
I'm not
Without-
saying that. I'm not
and-
saying that.
and
I'm not
including
saying that it
DC.
didn't have a great
And
impact.
including DC.
I'm
If it
just
wasn't
saying
for
the
Blade,
story and graphics
let's be real,
wise
if it
was
wasn't
like,
for
eh.
Blade.
But it's
okay.
2000. What do you
It's true.
expect?
No, actually, no. I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't for Blade, you wouldn't have Black Panther.
Yep.
I agree.
No,
I'm
to be
sorry.
fair,
That gets no
If it
love.
wasn't for Blade, you wouldn't have the Radar superhero movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Blade, we wouldn't have Blade
well,
2 and
technically,
3.
yeah, he was an anti-hero.
Wait.
This is-
No,
This
no,
is
no.
this
Before
is for
Blade-
Leslie. I don't cut the
What about
check
Spawn?
to the IRS snipes.
Well,
Without
to
Spawn-
be
without
fair,
Blade, you wouldn't have
Spawn
Spawn.
was critiqued horribly.
Yeah, Spawn.
John Leguizamo's
He was the first Black
performance
Panther
guy.
was up and down.
Yeah.
Was
Spawn
mostly
came
okay.
out after Blade.
Did it? You mean Spawn? Spawn came out after Blade. Oh no, Spawn came out before Blade.
HBO special.
Spawn
remember?
came out
Yeah.
before Blade, 1998. 1998. Spawn.
Made me look it up.
Spawn came out before Blade.
gonna look this
Spawn
up.
also. No, sorry, 2000 and
97.
Spawn.
Spawn.
Movie.
I mean, I
Movie.
thought
John
Michael-
Leguizamo.
I thought
Yeah.
Michael
All
J.
right.
White
Blade.
did a good Spawn.
Yeah.
So it came out before
That's
Blade.
before, and it's also during the X-Men era. So that's during the whole X-Men.
What threw
first
me
class.
off was Martin Sheen. That like ruined the whole movie for me.
Yeah, that was a little rough.
Hey, new Spawn coming out. Just wanted to throw that out.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx, right?
I'm not. I am
Supposedly.
so Jamie. Todd McFarlane picked him because he's
Yeah.
co-directing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know where it's going. I don't see Jamie Foxx. I honestly do
Jimmy
not
Fox is
see
going to be
Jamie
doing a
Foxx.
little acting from what I'm getting is that Todd McFarlane says he wants to go for a whole Jaws.
Here's
this movie.
here's my thoughts.
He's gonna be
Okay,
more focused
this
on
is
the detective.
That's gonna be terrible.
here's my thing.
That's terrible.
Jamie Foxx as an actor is pretty versatile. It's just that he gets typecasted a lot.
Electro.
You understand? Not just Electro,
No,
just for
Electro,
funny,
Electro.
just for funny. Like
He's a comedian.
you know when the
Electro.
Flash and Green Lantern team up, one of them's always the comic relief.
Yeah.
That's Jamie Foxx. Generally, not all the time.
But
Right.
even as
'Cause-
Electro, he was.
Yeah,
No, but
that's
if you-
that's one of
but
his
if you watch
lows.
him in Baby Driver,
But watch him in Ray.
watch him in Baby Driver. If you watch him in Baby Driver, he still throws in that comedic thing, and I
Right,
still
he
get-
does.
I still.
Spawn is
him-
like that too, to an extent.
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
gets really dark.
But
Oh, yeah.
but in Baby Driver and what was the other movie? Harbor Bosses, where he plays a badass. I don't see him. I still can't see him as a badass action hero.
I would.
So
I
you
have
the
a hard
Jamie
time
Foxx
seeing.
show.
Right, I still no. I don't see Jamie Foxx show.
I think
see,
I think he's got it. I think he's got it. I think he's got it for the script that they're writing. For
I think
Spawn.
he's too old. My opinion is he's way too old for
I
the role.
think he's hungry. Here's the crazy thing about artists. Not actors and actresses.
I agree with you with that.
Here's the
I
thing.
agree.
Everybody's defined by their legacy. You understand? We are all defined by our legacy, man or woman. So he hasn't been in the movies like that in a
In a
long
while.
time. He hasn't been in shows. He
Right.
might have done
Since
appearances.
Spider-Man
With,
2.
Right. So now he's hungry. Not to say that he's not
Should've learned his
living
lesson.
great. Not to say that he's poor, but he wants
to be demographic in his character.
If this is the last movie, this is the last movie you're gonna remember me for.
Right.
This is the last movie I'm gonna show. Like, yo,
it should have been.
I could have done. You know what I'm saying?
I like Dorothy Dandridge and Carmen Jones, and how she actually was originally turned down so many times by Otto Preminger, and then she walked into that office as Carmen Jones, and actually ended up getting that role.
There you go.
There you go. But
I think he's hungry.
No, here's my opinion.
I think it's gonna be great.
You got Michael B. Jordan that can do 2 awesome superheroes in a minute right now after the fact that he's no longer Killmonger. They could have put him in as Spawn. I saw him after seeing him as Killmonger as Spawn. I see him as the fan-driven for Planet 23, which no one gets a fucking reference, as in a Superman movie. I see it. I see that.
I see that. And even he said it too. He said, people will not believe me as Superman, but they can believe me as Earth 23 Superman.
Right.
That I see.
I want to see him as Clark.
I want to see him as
Steel.
I want to see him as
I don't know. I don't want to see him as Steel. I don't want to see him as Steel.
That's what I want to see.
But then people messed that up. I saw a lot of fan art go off saying Earth 32, and I went, did everyone miss the Michael Jordan reference? Did everyone miss why it was called Earth 23 and the greatest hero of all time, the GOAT, was the reason why? I'm like, F the fans who did this, F the fans who botched this completely. How can you mess up the greatest of all time with Superman?
Let me tell you something. When it comes to comic book heroes,
that would be like a good DC multiverse.
That's the whole point. When you want to rewrite the DC verse. And do your new demographic. I'm very sorry to cut you off. If you want to now do the black and Hispanic male to women ratio,
now to do it.
This will now be DC's perfect time after all the mess ups they've done, and what Marvel's gonna jump on completely by doing this right now.
So
by introducing Michael B. Jordan as a new Superman, can actually open up more windows, and it'll be the new Black Panther, we'll say. I could be wrong.
Here's the crazy thing. About multiverse, I'm all for it because you're right. This is the perfect time to do it, but they need to state it that it's multiverse. For instance, one of the things I was just messing with T. I was like, Monica be the new Riri Williams, and she can take over for Iron Man because Iron Man's going to die. I feel like Iron Man's going to die in Endgame.
He's getting married and have a kid. They're not going to kill him.
Right. I feel like they're going to
end it. That's too dark. They won't kill him.
They're not going to kill him. No, they're not going to kill him.
It still is Disney. It still be considered too dark.
He might retire as Iron Man and just, hand over the reins to someone else.
That's what ends up with Riri. Anyway.
He'll be Tony Stark.
The thing about the Tony Stark character, I think that he's kind of also tied a lot with the Spider-Man character now in the Marvelverse. In the MCU, only because he's kind of become that father figure for him.
Or actually become the AI.
Yeah, he could.
They introduced the girl one, so they have to introduce the girl AI now down the line too.
Really?
Well, they gave us Stonebreaker before they handed it over to Better Ray Bill, so anything could change, man.
Yeah. Better Ray Bill was really teased.
All right.
Understands it.
Technically, this is Ultimate Door. So what you doing?
I'm gonna end this. Last thoughts about Marvel.
Whack.
Okay, Fernando says whack. Okay,
so,
I still say
Tony comes back.
Tony comes back.
I'm very interested to see where the storylines go afterwards. What prequels/sequels are going to be introduced? Are the TV series going to go back to teasers? Or how big is our box set going to be for the Infinity Wars?
My guess is that scene of Cap when he's like,
if it's $2,000, I'm saving up for it.
It makes me wonder, what's happening during that scene? Is it in the beginning? Is it towards the end? Is it like the fight with Thanos? And plus, they're really keeping Thanos off the screen, off trailers, just to keep it secret, like you said.
Now, my only question is, will freaking Black Widow finally get some damn character development, please and thank you? Because I'm like,
besides her hair has been in a lot of development. Throughout all
from black to
probably
red to
from Ronan because she's gonna bring Ronan back
long, short.
But still, I'm like, even with the entire time, it's just so one-sided.
It's the Ronan suit. It's the Ronan suit. They still haven't said who it's going to be character-wise.
Listen, they were cracking on him talking about he was getting a haircut from the Dominicans, and they shaved off the
And
sides.
they say the side, they didn't finish the haircut, because they all faded away.
The barber got
Snap.
snapped.
The barber got snapped. That's what got he's a half fade.
I actually made a very morbid one about that one. I'm like, his wife was cutting his hair and she got snapped out of existence. Ow! So that's half his wife's hair.
Wow.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, how
Wow,
did
you
it
can't
begin?
ride in the car with
I
me
was
back.
thinking about that scene when he's teaching his daughter how to.
That's gonna be the
how to
first
do
5
that.
minutes of
That
the
might
movie.
be the scene. Like,
Yeah,
those
that's
are the
that.
first
when
5
they,
minutes.
like,
He still has
But
the
how-
ankle bracelet on in that scene.
But then we got to
He was-
figure out how they end up in Asia.
Right.
How does he end up? How does he end
Dun
up?
dun dun.
How does his family fade away? Where he's in the stateside, and all of a sudden, next scene later, he's in Asia.
He's Jason.
No, I think
Right?
he went back.
Oh my
to-
God, it's Jason
He
Bourne.
went back to his old ways because he was an assassin before. That's all. He's an
Right.
assassin for hire.
So
now.
he's
How are
going
you still
crazy.
assassinating people and half the people are gone in the world?
He's
like,
going
well,
after the
You're
other
still
half.
you're angry with the world.
Right.
You're-
And the other half is that emo mullet haircut.
Think about it. Think about it. Father's perspective. You're there. You're doing like something with your daughter.
He's in Asia
And all
looking
of a
for the
sudden,
Dominican
your
parents.
previous life was,
It looks at
you know,
his
your
iPad of his
your
list. He's like,
right. Your previous life was a law enforcement stuff like
I
that.
lost my
You'll
wife
go
and kids.
crazy.
So will you.
Any man will go crazy when you're in the middle of doing something.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, what about the haircut? I'm like, that's one thing that I actually have to say. Like,
Let him
okay,
live.
I
Let
will
him live.
bet you.
Come on,
I
come
will
on, it's quintessential
All right,
emo.
you know what? Let's put one of the titles on the line. I bet you half the people out in the world are gonna get a Ronin haircut after the movie. And we all know
damn
that one
well they
side
are.
fade and everything.
That's like all the dudes that got like facial hair and they do like a Two-Face cosplay. Meanwhile, you got like half a facial hair and then like half a no hair.
Which no one knows that Thor in the next movie doesn't have a beard anymore. So all the white males got to shave their beard because their girl's not gonna like it no more.
Captain America
no!
shaved his beard. Captain
You
America
gotta
shaved
shave
his
your beard. You gotta shave your beard.
I know his beard got snapped too.
Oh, did you see Black Panther with a beard? I don't think so.
I don't remember that. I don't remember seeing him. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm legally blind. Anyway, let's move forward.
He was a sharp dressed.
I'm legally blind. Anyway, we're gonna move forward to the ending of Green Arrow.
Dun dun dun.
Who's been watching Green? Did Titan finish? DC Titans finish?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
finished.
Titans
Yeah,
finished.
Titans.
Yes.
Yeah, it's finished for the season. Yeah,
Everybody's talking about Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Not saying.
Which looks dope.
yeah, that is
It
dope.
looks good.
Well, I need to see the last 2 episodes because I really didn't pay much attention to the one last week. So I need to see this coming up one. But, yeah. But so far it's been good.
It actually,
I'm liking like the different like characters that they're putting out there. Now they're coming out with Stargirl, Swamp Thing. I'm really looking forward to that. And
But Swamp Thing's been in development for the past 3
Right,
years.
and I'm
What
looking
is
forward
going
to that.
on?
Oh, I'll tell you. First of all, DC TV verse has been doing great. Let's give them that props.
that's
Second of all,
We're talking
Swamp
about,
Thing.
you mean
that
Netflix?
goes no.
Because once
No,
they're done with that, I'll go free to Netflix.
The DC,
I'm not
the
spending my
DC
money on
the
that.
DC, because the fact that they're releasing their stuff on the streaming app,
Yes.
they've been doing well on the WB.
Yes.
I know
They've been
Titans
doing well
comes
with
out
the
next week.
Yeah. But
On-
they
on
haven't been doing well in
Netflix.
cinema. They
Like,
can't
I don't
knock
know.
out cinema whatsoever.
TV verse. Not movie verse.
TV
TV verse.
TV verse.
Well, the
Yes.
TV verse.
I call it
the TV
Netflix verse. Anything
My-
streaming to me is Netflix verse.
My guess is
Well, the
with-
TV. Well, with television, what is it? They're gonna now with Gotham ending, they're going to show
Right.
him dressed as Batman, which is the big
The
thing
last
that people have been
episode.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh, it's the same thing what they did with Smallville again, where
Yeah.
they teased the whole thing again.
even
But
though
that-
He'll never be Batman, but they can tease
No, but I
it.
mean, he never wore the fucking suit. I was
Yeah,
so
he's
pissed
gonna
off,
actually-
man.
They were
I
close
bought
to-
pizza that day.
No.
I was excited.
Actually, he wears one suit. He actually does wear one suit.
He was
Do
kinda
you know what suit he
Not
wears?
really, not
All right.
really.
Do you remember Batman with oh my god, Christian Bale?
Yes.
So
Who
he wears
doesn't?
the black. He wears the black overalls.
Yeah.
They teased that suit on him.
Mhm.
That's the one suit that they teased on him.
Yeah.
They didn't tease a full. They didn't put a full bat suit on him yet.
Mhm.
So they did one suit that we have seen before.
Yeah, but
But-
this kid is 100 pounds soaking wet. I don't want to see him in the Batman
yeah, I love
suit.
how he's fighting Bane now. Really?
Right?
It's like a
It's
teenager.
like, it's the thing,
I mean, he's your height,
white
by
guy
the way.
who
He's
has
not that
Spanish-
big.
Really?
But this is the
I'll
thing.
see him
I
in
don't
2
think
I'll see him in 3
anybody
weeks.
thought
Yeah.
Gotham
You already got his
was
autograph, I
going
saw.
to
There you
go
go.
Yeah,
this many
Hold on.
seasons. I don't think anybody thought Gotham was going to go this many seasons.
Well,
Right.
they were actually. It's supposed to end. It was originally supposed to end at 3 seasons. Because you watched the first 2 seasons, it dragged. Like we'll
The
do
third season was no, they knocked it out the park.
Third season knocked it out. Yes, exactly. And Fox
And
went,
again,
okay, we'll do 1 or 2 more. Your ratings went up so high, and
Like I
the
said, I don't-
sales went up really
I
well
don't think
too.
they thought that this show was going to do well because if you remember, Gotham came out, then you had Constantine, then you had Supergirl. They were all on different networks.
Constantine's coming back.
And then Constantine now is coming back because Constantine was just been revived by CW.
Mm-hmm.
Supergirl, they picked up the rights, brought it to CW, and then Gotham just
Right.
like it shows that DC does well with shows, That's why now Titans everybody's talking about Titans and they're streaming out.
Well, Warner Bros. Did the same exact thing that Marvel did in that idea. Yeah. That's what it was. When they saw Supergirl, no, because Supergirl was one of those franchises that failed. Remember, the original series back in the day tanked. The movie tanked. So you have to go. They wanted back the rights. We could do Superman. We could do our version.
Remember Supergirl when the show came out, it was on NBC.
Yeah.
And then the ratings were tanking on NBC.
Yeah.
Then they did that whole crossover episode with
CBS.
the Flash.
With the Flash and that.
But
that
then
was
they were
on
like,
CBS.
you know what? Season 2, we're gonna bring it over to CW. And then what happened? The show took off once it came over to the CW.
I think that was
they
like
were all
the
one
first
channel.
time that two network shows crossed over and God knows how long.
Since the 70s.
But when it comes to the TV verse with Arrow ending, my guess is that's a good opportunity for them to put out other shows and more new characters.
Well, that's what they said. What's going to happen is that
you got Batwoman, you got in talks, you got Superman in talks because they just announced that they're not even going to show Superman in the next season of Supergirl.
Right.
So
this is the thing that the TV verse has done. They've already teased Wonder Woman by introducing her world in Legends. Yeah. The mascara was showed. Mm-hmm. They've already teased that Batman exists somewhere in the Arrowverse just by the conversation with Batwoman and them going to Gotham.
And
Superman,
he's not dead.
we know he exists. And we know that there is a version of Superman that has to be in their universe as well. But he's already on Supergirl.
Yeah.
So, again, they've done well with these shows and set up a lot of possibilities for future shows after Stephen Amell steps down from being Arrow. If you saw the last crossover that they just did, obviously the Flash was supposed to disappear and everything in that timeline, but he actually made a deal with what's the guy's name?
No, not the Flash. Arrow.
Arrow.
Arrow. I keep forgetting.
No,
crossover between the two.
But what he's saying is the Flash and Supergirl were supposed to die.
Yeah.
And then Green Arrow made a deal with the Watcher but that we don't know what the deal is, but they survived.
Which my guess is
what's great storytelling. I'm sorry. What's great storytelling with these shows is that if you watch the Flash show, they keep going on with that newspaper clipping. He disappears in Crisis. He disappears in Crisis. Yep. Crisis is coming up.
Yeah.
Next year,
and we know that's
everybody.
Out. Yeah.
That's everybody.
So Crisis is, and like they're saying, they're looking to set up who's going to take over this whole CW thing because Arrow led it, kind of like how Iron Man and Captain America led the Marvelverse. Arrow led this. Then you had the Flash. He came in, and then they introduced a slew of superheroes.
They don't have a number one character. They don't have a number one character that can go do all the movies like Iron Man did. Robert Downey Jr. was the stepping stone. How can
Stephen Amell's been their stepping stone. Grant Gustin's been their stepping stone. And then you got the cast on.
But Stephen Amell has not said anything after season 5.
He's done.
Right, exactly.
He's done.
So he
said that this is it.
Yeah. Right, but is he still around? Because don't forget, Robert Downey Jr. has said in press that he's still around as Iron Man if they need him to be Iron Man. Even though his story is done, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man is still around.
There's two
While
things
Stephen Amell has not said if he's still around.
Because he's not going to spoil it, though. He's not going to
spoil it because these are the two things they left. We already have this idea.
Should we call him?
We already have this idea that Stephen. We already have this idea that his Arrow character is going to die. The second thing is that we have his son in this universe.
Can you imagine,
because you don't know what his characteristics his son is going to take later. Maybe he may pick up the Arrow mantle and be
this goes straight to Teen Titans again
on another character.
This goes
we already have Arsenal.
We have Titans.
So have anybody been watching the current season of Arrow at all?
No.
So the current season of Arrow, they're instead of doing flashbacks, they're doing flash forwards, in which now it's like. They're dealing with the world where Arrow is long gone. He's gone. They don't know if he's dead. So it's like two different stories going on. You have the current story, then you have the future story.
Which they've been known to do that. They used to go for the past and the present. Now they're going for the present to the future.
But what that is, it's a world where he failed. In that world, he failed, and it's overrun by crime and stuff like that. So
the timeline.
Timeline. Yeah, future timeline. Sorry, it's a future timeline. So we don't know what their end game is, but I'm assuming that's going to somehow tie into Flashpoint.
Yeah,
I mean, it has to tie into Flashpoint.
Everything's going to, not just not Flash, Crisis.
Sorry, Crisis, yes.
Everything's going to tie down to Crisis. It's going to be, from what I've read, a all hands on deck type of crossover.
Yeah.
We're gonna probably even see possibly even the Legends in there, because the Legends have been known to go through time, go to alternate realities and shit like that.
Yeah.
We've already know that that Flash deals with alternate realities and timelines and everything. So it's gonna be interesting where they go with the shows.
Yeah. So
And we was talking last year when the last crossover happened, we were saying that it's no way that anybody is gonna die next year because of the fact that they're not gonna cut off a show midway through its run.
But Arrow
only has 10 episodes, so that kind of got everybody like.
So here's a question for you DC fans: with the current DC movie cast, would you like to see the current TV cast doing a movie, or keep it as a TV movie?
If it's a movie, have it within there. Have it within
keep that multiverse storyline going on.
It's pretty much all that it is. And plus, they even
emphasize
that in Legends when Brandon Routh looked at Supergirl and he goes, "She looks like my cousin," referencing his time as Superman and Superman Returns.
Yeah,
it was fun.
This is the thing though. It goes back to when
I didn't see that episode.
It was the first crossover.
The shows give a lot of nods.
Oh, that's in the second. That's because I only saw season 1. I didn't see
the
show
gives a lot of nods. They talk or whatever. He goes, "She reminds me of my cousin."
Yep. Right. So they do the Superman reference and everything, as if there was as if the crossover does exist where he is Superman in another verse.
Mm-hmm. If you give me directors that have a lot of respect for the DC cinema. And not the DC, all the stuff that DC has done, and are fans of the stuff, I think they can accomplish something with the TV cast. But if you have the current directors who are directing some of the DC stuff right now, some of the live movies with the big name actors, and they can't hit it out the park, I don't want them to touch the TV cast. The TV cast are doing well. Even Stephen Amell was a little mad about the fact that they recasted for Ezra Miller to play the Flash, because a lot of people had that idea where they thought that the TV shows were going to link with the movies, but that didn't happen. Right. Then they're like, oh, we're going to do this whole multiverse thing. Which, okay, so we can have characters in the show and the movie, but then again, the big studio, messed it up for the show, because originally we were supposed to get...
Brothers. There's no big other studios besides Warner Brothers.
But no, this is what they messed up on. They messed up on the fact that Harley Quinn was supposed to be an Arrow. She was supposed to be a member of their Suicide Squad. Right. They completely downplayed their Suicide Squad. John Diggle, at one point, was supposed to be John Stewart. Yep. He was supposed to be Green Lantern on the show.
They even showed the jacket.
He even said that at one point that was what it was going to be. It was going to be John Diggle Stewart. Then, what was it?
They botched. They kept screwing up the story.
No, the studios messed it up for the stories, but it showed the fact that the creators for the shows were able to work around the stuff that they did. They even just took off Deathstroke. Deathstroke's not a touchable character anymore.
Now he's played by Bob Ritchie.
And just to piggyback off of what
Isai Morales will be playing Deathstroke in Titans season 2.
So I don't have Quixis from fucking the great. I don't have
Ray Bennett did such a great job with the character.
I'm saying like Manu Bennett was a good guy.
But the fact that when they casted this guy for the live action movie, what's his face? John what's his name? The guy who played the werewolf on fucking...
Doesn't matter. I got the art piece. So
John Stamos.
John Stamos as Deathstroke. That would be dope.
But keep in mind...
Like Uncle Jesse. Fuck you.
But keep in mind, even in Titans, we don't even know where this universe stands. Yeah. We don't even know if it's even in the same Arrowverse.
It's not.
It's TV, hold on. Sure.
So I want to introduce... I want you guys to finish your final thoughts. But I want you guys to tell me a movie you're looking forward to be making in the future. So, like, for instance, for me, I want to see... the Green Lantern, Lantern Wars. You know what I'm saying? The whole Light Wars, where the Red Lanterns and whatnot. Because I wanted to bring back Green Lantern. I'm very sorry. What's his name? I totally forgot his name right now. I just blanked out. Deadpool's character, the actual character who plays Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
There you go. I could not remember that for anything.
Ryan Reynolds back as Green Lantern again?
Yes. No. If they bring him back, which they won't. But, like, bring back the Green Lantern, bring back a good origin, and bring us straight into the actual war.
I thought they would just do John Stewart, Green Lantern.
If they do that, that's fine.
They could do multiple.
Right. But the whole thing is, generally, it's supposed to be Hal Jordan, and then, is it John Stewart?
It's like now where...
No, there was Hal Jordan, another Hal something, and then...
It's Hal, John, and then,
It's Hal, John, and Kyle Rayner.
It's one more. And
then it's the guy, the one with the red hair. I can't remember. Huh?
Yeah,
Guy Gardner.
I don't know if he comes before. He comes before Kyle.
He's already in the court. Guy Gardner.
Okay, so then fine.
Al Jordan, Guy Gardner.
I don't think we need Guy Gardner. I don't think we need an origin for him. He could be there. You know
Right,
what I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm saying.
And then we could do
He's-
Kyle.
So you
Gardner's
actually
just
want a
your
Lantern
average
Corps
asshole.
movie.
Yeah.
Even if you bring Ryan Reynolds back to do this as like a stand-up.
I'm not saying bring Ryan Reynolds. I'm not
The
saying
great
bring
thing,
Ryan
the
Reynolds.
great thing about a lot of these characters, both DC and Marvel, is you got more than one Captain Marvel. You got more than one Green Lantern. You got more than one super being. You don't necessarily have to do a next Superman
There's
movie.
only
You
one
can do
Captain America.
Supergirl. You can introduce her.
That's why Marvel was so
There's
much
only
better
one
because they
Black
only have
Panther.
one freaking character. Screw the crazy
You know, they
multiverses
can
and
do-
stuff.
Technically,
There's only one Neo.
You know, so you don't really
There's
need an
been one
origin
mantle-
story
there's
for a
been-
lot of these characters. I mean, we all know pretty
Right.
much.
We have
There's
different
been
stories.
one mantle of Captain America and Iron Man, but there have been different people to fill the role in
Right.
the comics.
That's
Like,
the best part about it.
When Steve Rogers disappeared, there were fill-ins for him and Bucky. When
Bucky,
Iron Man
Falcon.
couldn't be, when Tony Stark couldn't be Iron Man, he was injured. There was at one point he had stand-ins like Happy Hogan, even James Rhodes was Iron Man. That's
So
what
here's
shows you. It's just a title.
So here's a question here's a question for everyone
His eyebrows
to tease
are
out.
betraying him.
Yes, it is, and we'll end the show with your final thoughts as well too.
Okay.
How many Black Captain Americas were in the series?
In what series?
And that's to the next. How many Black Captain Americas were actually there in
Like,
total?
in comics.
In
As far as I
comics.
know, it's one
Well, let's keep that to
Well,
your
yeah,
thoughts.
one
We'll
guy
tell
who
for the
became
next show.
Battlestar.
Hmm?
Yeah, one guy who became Battlestar.
It's two.
Well, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. We'll say the answers. We'll figure that part out. How many were there?
5. Just 'cause
All
I said
right.
5.
And we can end it with your final thoughts.
Just real quick, just to piggyback off of what Sebastian said a little bit earlier. The reason why Stephen Amell was so pissed that Warner Brothers decided to announce Ezra Miller as the Flash was literally like the day or the week after the Flash debuted. Its #1 episode. It was
Right.
kind of like that's kind of a dick thing to do. It was like
Yeah.
You got
know,
all
they-
this crazy hype going on, and
then you
just get someone else.
suck it out of you suck it out the show. So
You know why? Harry Potter.
That's
That's
right.
the whole
Fantastic
reason why.
Beasts, Fantastic
Because he
Beasts.
was in Fantastic Beasts before the movie, so they ran on that hype.
5.
Yeah.
That was the whole reason why, because you had all these.
Can we bring back
remember,
Martian Manhunter?
during the Flash series,
Yeah.
it's our
Yeah.
age demographic
Yeah.
watching,
Yeah.
not young kids.
Agreed.
So the younger
That's
kids
so much
are
more
watching
difficult.
Fantastic Beasts.
Unless they do
That's the
whole
only reason
Supergirl,
why they got it
give
for
them
the
just
kids
CGI
demographic, and they
face.
failed at that.
I agree.
I think Ezra Miller is a terrible actor. If I see him
But
one more
the
time with a
suit
backwards
looks
cap
nice,
or whatever, I will
though.
smack him in the face.
The suit
I mean,
looks
I
nice.
do not see him as Flash at all, and he's.
Nothing.
I mean, the kid who plays him on the kid who plays him now is so
Grant
much better.
Gustin. Yeah.
And goes to. You
I
want to know?
like Grant.
Honestly,
He's a likable character.
Yeah.
You want to
He's
know what it is?
likable.
You notice the difference, and I'm going to say it right now. When you have people that are playing superhero characters and supervillains and all that, they're playing the comic book characters. There's a sense of love and study into their characters, and also to a sense of them gelling with the cast. Like if you notice the cast in Flash, Arrow, even in the Marvel movies, the cast gels together, and even the fact of
Do you want to go back to the movie
Yeah.
where everyone's A-lister except for him?
Listen,
yeah,
Everyone is
decent.
A
the
except
Flash
for
is
him
running,
and
bother
Cyborg,
anyone?
which I feel really bad for the guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
he's like Conor McGregor
Like-
when he was training that one
Like
time.
you can
Well, they explained
can
it that
literally-
he didn't know how to run. or
you
something
can
like-
literally
some
make
crap
a
like that, they
movie
said.
off
No,
Superman.
Larson didn't
but
know
you
how
see
to-
some behind the
um,
scenes takes of him running next to the Batmobile. He's running just fine.
Right, and then he's got this hand wobbling and stuff like that.
Well, also, too,
What is that?
I blame Whedon.
Yeah,
No, I blame
you see-
WWE.
But if you put Gal Gadot, like if you put like the four of them in a movie, it would have been box office. Cyborg and Flash didn't make it any better.
To be honest, I think they would have just. I think they should have just kept it like the OG original four: Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, and Aquaman.
And that would've been fine.
And that would have been fine.
And that would have been fine.
The
And
whole
that
fact-
would
the
have
whole
box
fact-
office gold
The
right
whole
there.
fact that they did Cyborg was a rush character, and the fact is that they're like, oh, we have a black superhero.
Hold on.
That's why they did it.
I do want to say, although he was rushed, I felt he was the most engaging, and honestly, I
Well,
liked
actually,
him. I liked him in
there's always-
Injustice.
there's
But you know
always
what
been-
sucks
wait.
though?
In
Now
Injustice.
WB just announced
Injustice, Justice League. Sorry.
That they're
WB
not
just
gonna do a
announced
movie.
that they have no interest in coming out with a Cyborg
But they're saying
movie.
Cyborg on Doom Patrol
Doom Patrol.
is much better than
That one
Cyborg
looks
that was in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is dope because you know what I'm saying, like, because honestly, let's be real, Cyborg really is a background character until he's needed. Like, oh, hack this mother box and whatever,
Well, here's
whatever.
the thing: Cyborg was originally a member of the Doom Patrol. Then he was a member of the Teen Titans, and then it was in the later years that they made him a
Justice
member
League.
of the Justice
They
League.
kind of put him back
Yeah,
to
Because
Teen
they
Titans.
brought him in the member of the Justice League into the comic only because they wanted to have him in the movie.
Right.
Because they want to have.
They
their
need a
brother.
hacker.
All I'm saying
they need
is-
they need a
tech guy.
Batman.
They needed a tech guy.
They need a
Besides
half
Batman.
Batman, half Superman character in case like they ran off. There he is.
I mean, besides
Because,
Batman, the only other tech guy is Cyborg.
Yeah.
I mean, all I'm saying, that's a hell of a promotion. You know,
It is.
he made
But
it.
I mean, it's like
Dab.
this. It's like they're
You got one black superhero that can go to all.
First
three
of all,
Yeah,
right.
let's get it straight.
Black Panther, okay?
Okay.
All right. Anyway, let's wrap this up.
As far as movies that I would like to see coming out, I would say Battle for the Cow. That is probably my.
That's a good
That
storyline.
is the
But-
storyline
but-
I want to see.
But I have a
adapted.
feeling that could be more towards animation as opposed to an actual live action movie.
Actually, you want to know what I want as an animation? Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Ooh.
That's gonna happen. Just wait.
I just want it.
Just
Well,
wait
they,
3 months.
well, they did
Just
it
wait
in
3
the-
months.
in
Just
the,
wait 3 months. It's gonna
The
happen.
comics.
The ultimate, Spider-Man Unlimited, I think is what it was on Disney.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They did that
I
already.
want either a cartoon or live. Actually, give me a live action movie with Ryan Reynolds and what's his face who plays
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Deadpool and Spider-Man meet live action. Just give me like a quick 10 minutes of them interacting. That's it.
Agreed.
Even if it was like just a whole end after
He
credits.
was on that show where you gotta sing, where he's Rihanna playing Umbrella.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Oh,
I can't remember the show.
Lip sync battle.
Lip sync
Yeah,
battle.
Lip sync
Lip sync
battle. There you
battle.
go.
Speaking
That
of
was-
animation, Batman and the Ninja Turtles.
I'm looking forward to that.
Looking forward
Yeah.
to that too.
All right.
Read,
Is
the,
that- is
read
that-
the comic. The comic kicked ass.
But yeah, I'm
I-
saying we way too. I'm still 50-50.
Because I read the comic as well. The comic was dope. It's when they
The
translated it to
animation, that animation
Because
is not
remember-
as up to. It's not dark as it
They,
should
you
be.
want to know what they did? They went with the animation style of like a whole classic style with Batman.
They went.
They definitely did with the
They
whole
went
blue
colorful.
and gray.
They went colorful because of Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon has to have their demographic.
They,
Which kids
they,
watching
they
it.
own the rights to Ninja Turtles, right? I think?
Yes,
Yeah.
Nickelodeon owns the rights to Ninja Turtles. So this is going to be something where we're looking at the PG-14 version of those books. We're going to get the PG version and a little bit G because I don't see blood happening at all in any
No,
of these
it's
scenes.
not.
And the book was a lot more violent, and I don't see the violence coming.
You know,
It'll be cool, but
what's
yet
a
again, it's not for
great-
us.
You know, it's a great animation series that got away with killing people per se.
We're
Not
talking
even
about
killing
what we're looking
people,
forward to for the
but
future.
seeing blood and all this other stuff. Samurai Jack, he killed robots up until the last.
But that was Adult
season.
Swim, though.
But that was
that was-
I know, but
And they made a
still-
movie.
Still,
that
you know what I'm saying? He
Actually-
killed robots.
No. What was PG and got away with killing people, and you could look this up, was Mighty Max.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
Wow! Shout out to Omar for bringing us back. Like,
Wait, shout out to who?
Sebastian.
whatever your name is. I'll
You
delete
messed
it.
me up with his damn
I have
nickname to
three
his real name.
legal names. So.
You know. All right.
Thanks to Bonnet.
Let's end this. If I had to see a movie per se, there's so many. You know what? I'm gonna
Futurama.
Batman definitely, but I want to see Red Hood. Red Hood was so dope. If they can get the voice for Joe DiMaggio, for sure, but get whatever Joker to play, whatever face, that'd be dope. Because that last scene where they're in the bathroom and it's obviously Todd and Batman and all this other stuff, and they're going back and forth, that's just dope for me.
Yeah, that
I was just
fight
waiting
scene
for you
was
to say the unreleased Super Futurama sex tape. That was a shout out to your shirt.
I know. Jerk.
How to the First League? What are you looking forward to in the near future of any movies
yeah,
coming out or TV shows?
See,
Everyone's on the line.
see, and I'm like, that's the whole thing. I'm like, I'd rather just harken back to. It's kind of hard to actually go and just narrow it down to like one particular movie. I'm like, for me, I'm a throwback girl. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm like, if they go do a Battle of the Network Stars like they did back in the day, it's on YouTube, kids. Look it up. Now that actually will be interesting if they have a Marvel versus DC. Now that would actually be interesting.
That'll
thing.
be a long time coming, and
They did
that'll
have
be,
a story for that, but
They
it,
did.
That was
But
that'd
it
be
was
one of-
successful.
Disney and
Yeah.
Warner Brothers don't play nice in the sandbox.
No, that can happen just like it was in the federal government when they first did it. The federal government was the one that put their foot down and said Marvel versus DC. The federal government can do it again as well too. That was the federal government that put their foot
You
down.
want to know what's a crossover that no one talks about?
What?
The Marvel and Wildstorm.
Say what now?
That was terrible.
Yeah,
That was a
No,
terrible. That
it
was terrible.
A storyline that was at the end.
Marvel
of Heroes
versus
of War,
Capcom.
But
issue
that's
13.
How about that?
Oh, that would be dope.
yeah. But we watched the fourth.
X-Men versus Street Fighter.
But we watched.
Wildstorm was
But we watched the first one of the fourth one tank. due to the fact that Marvel had their hand in it and
Hold
they
on.
didn't want X-Men in
Wait,
that
wait,
Hold
wait,
on.
wait.
and
Marvel
geared it
versus
toward-
Wildstorm did some foreshadowing.
Can I see
Wild
something?
show you
versus
why.
It's
Wild.
not
I'm
even
gonna tell you
comic
right
book
now,
related
when
per se.
Iron Man- wait,
Actually, it's a
when
comic.
Iron Man got killed in Marvel versus Wildstorm, the Iron Man that was killed in it turned into a Skrull.
Yeah,
Years later, we get Secret Invasion.
yeah.
Ooh,
That
that's
did.
true.
You're right. I'll give you that one where it started extra storylines that Marvel
Actually-
has continued off on. Correct.
What was the one where I gotta look this up? Where they actually had Doctor Doom, Red Skull, and somebody else possessed the Cosmic Cube.
Yes.
That was an X-Men story.
That was a graphic art
It
like
was,
novel.
It was
like
Magneto. It was Doctor Doom.
Yes.
And it was Red Skull.
They all possess the stone.
what was it? The Cosmic Cube or the
It
Stone?
was the Cosmic
No,
Cube.
It was the Cosmic Cube. It was the Cosmic Cube.
Because there's
Bring
another
that
storyline
to
where
the
they got the
movies.
stones.
No, it
There's
was
another
No, it was a
storyline where
cube.
they get the
It was the
Infinity
Cosmic
Stones.
Cube. And
because
the,
at the time, the only ones who were doing the Infinity Stone was Thanos and this was the Cosmic Cube. This was a separate thing.
The thing to it is like you can have the cube and do whatever you want, but it was draining your life force, and you couldn't actually be in the world.
That was also a prequel to kind of House of M.
Yes.
Because Magneto changed the
Yes.
whole world.
Yes.
And then we got the Doctor Doom world, and then we got the Red Skull,
Skull
world,
world,
and
yep.
it affected the whole X-Men.
Yes, because we watched what Wolverine as the Captain of Shield married to Mystique. Oh my God! What else? We had Cyclops and White Queen married.
That was actually done as a aside from a comic.
else?
That was done as a regular book.
Right,
Because
but there was a
everyone
whole.
picking up the book, and it was like a whole trilogy.
It was. I think it was great because
I think I still
you
have
watched
that.
Wolverine, also with an eye patch. Married to Mystique. What? And he wakes up going, "Why am I here?"
Jumps out of the
And
helicarrier.
Right, and he's like, it felt like Days of Future's past already, but he's like, I lived this already. What the
But
hell's
you
going
want to
on?
know what's funny? There are a lot of alternate timelines and alternate stories, even in What If, a comic book that
I
Marvel
can't
done.
wait for the new series to come out
yeah.
for the What If.
I can't wait. But they have like What If? A lot of them they have Wolverine and Mystique as a couple.
That's been happening for years.
Yeah,
because-
I mean,
it's
that
a
makes
lot of
sense,
them.
though.
It
You know
does.
why?
It makes sense.
They have one.
No,
like
because they got rid of
Mystique-
Storm. Originally
Yeah.
it was Storm and Wolverine.
Did you ever read the one?
they teased
They
it in
had
the-
one.
in the
Like what
deleted
if
scene for
they
Days
had
of
one?
Future
What if
Past.
Magneto?
They teased it, and then
talk
it
about
became
Shazam.
Bishop
They
and
had
Storm,
one.
Oh,
and now it's Black Panther and Storm. Does it make
They
more
had
sense?
one-
Well,
if-
technically, it was Magneto and not Magneto. It was
Magneto
Doctor
Rogue.
Doom and Storm. At
Wait,
one
but
point.
they had a what if Magneto and Professor X formed the X-Men.
That'd
And
be dope.
Wolverine and Mystique were a couple in that, and they were also
They were the Gene.
they were also the like head workers for Professor X and Magneto.
Since the
was
Cyclops and
pretty
Jean
dope.
Grey characters.
I think these movies are a little bit PG. No, not even. They're like
They're not PG.
there are if I remember correctly, but they're just like a little bit more. You can't like Disney it. You can't Disney it. So I would like to see it.
Disney's
The
not
what
gonna
the
do
what
touch it.
the
Yeah,
what if
they're
series.
not gonna
The one thing I am looking forward to, there's actually like 4 or 5, and I do have one for a future thing. The What If series is going to come out, and it's going to be like, but they haven't figured out if it's going to be live action or cartoon
It'll be
series.
cartoon. They won't do it.
I would
I
love to
I
see
would love
like
to see like
Deadpool
like a-
kills the universe.
Wait, but I would love to see the What If
I can't
series.
see that as I can't see it as a rated G or PG movie.
It's not.
As a
There's
cartoon.
no way you're killing
This is the
superheroes.
thing. I would love to see
Right.
the What If series done as an anthology style, kind of similar to what they did.
But
with
they have
Love,
so
Death, and
many
Robots.
storylines
No,
to
that's
go
what I'm
with.
saying. You can keep on
They-
with seasons. You got season 1, you got season 2, you have season 3, and you have different like 16, 17
What they need to
minutes,
do-
9-minute episodes.
There needs
know
to
the
be,
books
like-
were just the same way too. They released 12 a year.
Yeah, I
That's the
know.
same
There needs
thing.
to be a
Like,
movie
they
production
just do it
company.
like
They
that.
did
There
that.
needs to be a movie
for
production
She-Hulk
company
was
that
part
does
of
like
Fantastic
R-rated
Four.
movies. That just like does like straight up adult films. Don't bring your child. We're doing what
But
if
this is-
Deadpool
but
kills
this
the
is-
universe? What if the zombies?
If it was
Right,
the year
but
2000, maybe. But
Yeah.
in 2019, it's not going to
It
happen.
was not gonna happen.
It's too PC now.
Right.
People are way too sensitive now.
Yeah, but
Look
on
at
top
how
of
they're
that,
treating Captain Marvel and Black Panther. Just the fact that those two movies had political agendas behind it, that people were like, "Oh, he's the first
they
black
forgot it's a
superhero."
Marvel
He's not.
movie. It's a
This
Marvel
is,
movie.
black
this is what you
He's
told
not.
all those soft people. Like, listen, this is not for you. Get out. We don't care about you.
Right.
Bye, soft.
They flipped the script. Granted, Black Panther
Guess
did
what?
break a lot of demographics. A whole black crew behind it. Also, Wonder Woman the same thing. A whole women crew behind it. But they were all superhero movies that broke barriers, and they forget it's a superhero movie. Remember, we're introducing superhero movies. What do you believe in the most?
You know what?
And everyone forgot that the whole
Give
Wakanda
me
for
the time
everything with
stone.
this
I want to go
was,
forward.
was something
this
else.
The Joker being
No.
great. So now I can villain movies, okay?
This is the part that
I look
cracks me
forward to that movie. I look forward to Joker.
I just want the impact.
Wait. Fernando is speaking.
The fact that Black Panther galvanized the black community. Meanwhile, you had movies like Selma. Nothing.
That's not true. That's not true.
Eddie Murphy's
That's not true
Dracula
to
in
an
Brooklyn.
extent.
Eddie Murphy's
Really?
Dracula in Brooklyn.
You
How
had
do
people
you
dressing
forget
up in
that?
African garb going to Black Panther.
Here's the thing.
It was a movement that was gathering.
Candyman.
It was a family.
gathering-
It was a family movie you could bring your kids to.
I
You
don't
can't
know,
take you can't take your kids
Meteor
to see
Man.
Selma.
How do you
You
forget
want to know?
Meteor Man?
You want to know what Black Panther did? First of all, every time that you get a depiction of the African culture, like in Egypt and all that,
And not
they're
being the ghetto?
always slaves, and it's always like a lighter color race that is European. We'll say that that are the
European
masters.
descent.
Black Panther depicted something that you've never really seen, and I get what you're saying with Selma. Black Panther depicted a whole race of people of color, and none of them were slaves. They were technology advanced. None
Yes.
of them were criminal.
Yes.
And they were well advanced. Aside
No,
from
no,
Killmonger,
no.
Killmonger wasn't a criminal.
They were highly
terrorists, whatever.
Wait,
He was a
Killmonger-
terrorist, but there's always a
but
terrorist.
Actually, he wasn't a terrorist because he was technically working for the government.
And
Yeah,
technically,
Con los
if you actually-
terroristas.
if you actually pay attention
Yeah.
to Killmonger's theory on it, it's actually current theory of today
Yeah.
of how what a
Yeah.
superpower would be. You have all this power, you're not doing the right thing for it. What are you
Exactly.
doing
And
by
they
keeping us
touched
in
up on that.
exile? So the fact that you're looking at black people not being exiled, and here is Black Panther at the end opening
so
his
Black
doors.
Panther's
And we're not gonna make this into a political show, but Black Panther
got
did bring forefront a lot of stuff.
But people also
But
forget
I
that
think what a lot of people forget about Black Panther is the fact that growing up, there wasn't a lot of characters or superheroes we could look at and say, Superman looks like me. You know,
Say it louder for the people in the back.
There's not,
Right.
You know, so that
Say it louder for the
that
people in the
is
back.
what Black. You know, when I walked into Black Panther and I walked out of Black Panther, one of the things that I found that touched me, you know, was the fact that kids were saying, "Oh, I want to be Shuri. I want to be Okoye. I want to be Black Panther. I want to do I can do the science part." That's something that you don't see often.
This goes back to
movie-
Obama being president.
Wait,
I can now see it again because they lost that vision. They
wanna
can now
piggyback.
see it again.
That's right.
I want to piggyback off of that too, like what C was saying. They viewed
Because
I
no.
know,
To be honest, I watched this movie in the theater and I saw a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I saw a lot of black people miss the message of what Black Panther was.
Yeah, no.
But here's
They were
the
like,
thing.
oh, it went back to when Obama became president. I'm sorry to like make it like political. They missed the message that there are people out there. Don't stick to people that are lower form that are going to bring you down all the time. Think of the people that can bring you up and elevate you in life. The whole purpose of this movie was to elevate the people that want to do better in life. You look at basketball players, football players, any sports athletes. That's all people have. Yeah. They have athletes. You have the last president as your last stepping stone. Now you have a Marvel movie where he is now a president. A king of a country,
Yeah.
and it goes back to Mandela. It literally goes back to that. Like, you can lift yourself up if you choose to. People forget that there are black doctors,
No.
black lawyers, black scientists.
Piggyback. No. I respect
because
that.
this is gonna go off of some actual footage that they did a survey on. I think it was either in South Korea or China. I forget where it was. But they were asking people how did they feel about the Black Panther movie. Now these are people, again, completely different culture and all that.
I've not dealt with black people in life.
A lot of people are saying, like, the message that goes out from black cinema, and it's not just black cinema, it's just a cultural cinema. From when you have people like where they depict Hispanics, where they depict people Persian, the people of Afghan culture and all that. I'm going to give you a shout on that.
Prince of Persia was terrible. Don't even
Where
say
they give people, look, this is the depiction.
It was, though.
This is the depiction that's unfortunately in Hollywood. This is why, again, they did a survey with a lot of people. I believe it was in South Korea or China. It was one of them. And they asked them what did they think about the Black Panther movie, and a lot of them said that this is a great light of what we were seeing in black culture, because they were like, the common answer that was coming out was that a lot of black culture movies they show is all there's done being the gangster, the thugs, the drug addicts.
Right.
That's all you saw in black cinema. You did not see that in Black Panther.
You never saw
And
one
again,
drug dealer.
No.
You saw an arms dealer, but you never saw a drug dealer.
And that's the thing. Even when you look at Killmonger as the villain of the movie, people were like, oh, he was like, no, he was not a thug. He was working for the government. He was a government agent that did what he was told to do, but he had his own political agenda.
Yep.
And that's the thing. It was a different light of showing characters, and that's what people are saying. Like, and that's what Miss Marvel had done. Miss Marvel just did that now females. Captain Marvel just did that now.
I mean, it's technically the same person.
I'm going to correct myself, and thank you for correcting me. Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman, and Alita just did that for female superheroes. They knocked it out the park. And this is the thing: you did not get that representation because when you had female superheroes. Let's talk about female superheroes. Elektra and Catwoman were horrible examples of what a female super. And Hollywood did not touch female superhero movies because of those two.
Yes, they did.
Atomic
Blonde. Atomic Blonde was off the bomb.
No, Atomic Blonde did great. And
that was an assassin movie.
But when was the last time you saw
it? But besides a female superhero like lead, and that we're going to go.
But Red Sparrow wasn't. Red Sparrow between that you kind of like, and then you had Nikita. So when was the last time you saw a Nikita movie?
Even though
and then it all goes down.
Ghost in the Shell still failed.
What can you tolerate? I mean, don't forget, we also have the new Shaft movie coming out. So if you want to go back, Sam Jackson's
Can we get some Latinx movies, please?
Yeah, please. I want to wear my ponchos and sombreros and cook beans and fucking burritos at the fucking theater.
But you do that every day.
Don't matter.
So
I want to get recognized for it now.
So you basically what you're saying is you want La Botequina, which is a Puerto Rican-based comic book.
Shout out to everyone.
Showface and everything.
Good man.
It hasn't, to be honest, it hasn't brought enough attention to actually become a movie. But we'll see down the line what will it actually bring up. Will it be a cartoon movie? Or cartoon series, or will it actually be something down the line?
I think if he comes out with a mustache, it's too new.
It's very new.
If he comes out with more books,
right?
Because I love the fact that I do the support and everything.
And then don't forget, everyone forgets Marvel's character of America, which happens to be a Spanish woman. Mm-hmm. So you have another Spanish American superhero as well too, which doesn't have a lot of character. I haven't heard as much as that's been released in the past 7-8 years. I know nothing about her character. I know more about Ironheart than anyone else. I know more about the new Miss Marvel than anyone else. I have not seen anything about our bicultural character of America.
Yeah, which brings me to the question. You think that because when people look at diversity, they're like they always like it's always like the black character, and nothing against that. We love and all that.
I think there's always going to be that one demographic that misses the point of what the story was all about.
Listen,
because guess what? It's all made up anyway.
What do you want, Three Amigos?
That'd be great.
Yes.
Great. That was hilarious.
Three Amigos, let's go.
The Three Amigos movie.
I like this. I am for diversity in comics because, again, I do understand how it can impact the kids. But I also want great storytelling.
He's gay.
Yeah.
They had Riri Williams Iron Man.
I want great
storytelling. We need more diversity.
Too.
Let's wrap this up because I feel like we've been going around in circles. But it's been great listening to your point of views because this is like we want more from Marvel, we want more for DC, just more for producers.
We're doing it. We got we missed the point of where we forgot to talk about. Oh my God, what the lead singer of My Chemical Romance created, which is the Umbrella Academy. We talk about that. We missed that diversity.
How did we miss that?
All right,
let's jump into that.
Last thing to talk about. We missed the Umbrella Company, which was created by the lead singer of My Chemical Romance.
Let me give you my contradictional opinion.
Oh boy!
Story-wise, I felt like on the Netflix, it was the dialogue was However, the meaning
season 3 picked up. Right. Till episode 3, it picked up.
Right. There's like certain episodes that hit or miss. Right. The characters could have been better, but I understand the impact. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to say the impact because there's a scene with Allison. If you know who Allison is, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Where she meets her sister Vanya in the cabinet, and I was like, say the rumor. Say the goddamn rumor. What you waiting for? And she took too long, and what happened, right? I'm looking forward to season 2 because I feel like season 2 is going to be way better. Season 2 is going to be way better dialogue. Season 2 is going to be way better action and explaining.
You mean Days of Futures Past?
Technically. But I think this is a good series for you to watch nonetheless. With that being said, that is my official. I'm giving it a 6 for season 1 out of 10. I'm looking forward to season 2. Go ahead, guys.
Wait, season 2 of what?
Umbrella Academy. Welcome back.
Yes, I'm back. Umbrella Academy. Oh my god, where do I begin with this one?
I know, right?
It was well done. I love the whole cast.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't like Ellen Page.
No.
But I will say the father was
the
a
one character.
jerk.
Yeah, he was.
And that's like me minusculing
Shadowcat,
what he
go away.
was.
What I mean by well done, I'm looking at the fact of
Shadowcat, go
this
Kitty
is
Pyro.
that,
Go away.
there was more characterization in the show versus the comics. Because a lot of people who read the comics and saw the show, they feel that they developed the characters more in the show.
Okay.
The fact that
they actually just threw him on. They read the book. They just threw him on the characters. Didn't have any character development.
Okay.
And when you go to Ellen Page's character, you're like, wait, what happened? So they built a storyline for her.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's just an example of the fact this is like a lot of people. I'm not sure if people know this, that Netflix owns the rights to the Millerverse, which is owned, I think, like Dark Horse or something like that.
It's Dark Horse.
I think this is just an example of what they're
Shout
looking
out
for.
to Dark Horse Comics. They've been around for so long. I've been reading their stuff. Shout out to Dark Horse Comics. Also,
They got the He-Man storyline now.
But
they bought the rights to He-Man.
But I want to see what they do with season 2 because again, for them to go from a book that doesn't really do any character development, so doing character development on a show shows you the creativity that they have and the faith that they have behind this concept.
It was very Spider-Verse. It felt like Spider-Verse in the Marvel's Days of Futures Past.
Actually, how did you feel about that dance scene? That dance scene kind of set the mood for me for the show.
It was cute. It was cute.
Amazing.
It was.
Yes.
It felt like a Wes Anderson film when they pulled out and
Yes.
just cut out of the house. It was amazing.
Shout out to all of them for doing that. It was just and I feel like the character that was the standout for me was
I'm
this
not gonna
guy,
lie.
the
That's
one
the
with
video that
the-
made me want to
the-
go watch the movie and
I
watch
was
the
able
series
to see
after
that
that.
people.
Once that played
Klaus.
over YouTube,
Klaus,
Facebook.
yes.
was the standout character for me in the show.
it's either it's either you like Klaus or number 5. I feel like you know what I'm saying.
Ben was pretty good too.
But he,
but then
he
you're trying to
doesn't
figure
get
out
as
how
much
he
exposure.
died.
Yeah.
But you're trying to figure out the whole entire
Nobody
series how he
knows
died.
because in the comic.
And then, but then meanwhile, he's always around Klaus, and Klaus is like trying to like why, like you know,
Where
like
does Klaus could see the dead?
right.
But
But
here's
then
the
he's
thing,
hanging
but
around
when-
with Klaus, but
But when
he's
did he
around
die?
him the
Did
whole
he die
entire
as a
time.
kid? Did he die as a preteen? Because Klaus looks like
No,
he's
he
an
died as
adult.
He definitely died
He died
as
as
a
a
kid.
As an adult.
I think he died as a teenager because if you see his memoriam is already as like a
As a
teenager.
kid.
He's
Right.
He's not
Thank
a kid.
you.
But the thing is also too, what's interesting is that they're going back into the past. So how does that do it for his character?
So I believe
Alive?
with Klaus, the dead age to
Yeah.
an extent. Because, like Fernando says, when you see the memorial before number 5 comes, he's like a
teen.
kid. He's like a teen.
He's a teen or whatever. He's still in that,
But
that
when you
schoolboy
see,
outfit.
but when you see him, he looks like he's 20. You know, he's 20.
It's probably like Klaus's. Well, yeah, his whole idea of what he looks like, but then again, that is how he looks like because everybody's able to see him.
But then also you figure out how Klaus uses powers too. 'Cause
right.
he can now control the dead. Or they use him as
Or
a
the physical.
beacon.
Yes, it's physical.
You know,
Yeah,
because
to
Ben
me,
slapped the
it's-
crap out of him. Well, how is this possible?
Which to me puts Klaus as probably one of the most
And
powerful
even your
characters,
question, like, how is this
aside
possible?
from his sister,
Vanya.
whose power was hidden. For
You know, like
so
the
many
monkey,
years.
like the two
She's like the
monkeys,
Scarlet
or,
Witch.
What is it? The Ben Stiller movie with the museum where he gets slapped on a monkey. It's kind of like that. Like he slaps him, but he can't slap him back.
What I
That's
think
like
I
that's
also,
like I kept seeing.
what I think I also like too is that none of them were perfect. They were all each individually broken.
They're all flawed.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Okay, so for those that didn't see it, Umbrella Academy is about 7 children. 7, correct? 7
Well-
children out of 13?
No.
How much?
40
no,
something.
49?
49.
I keep saying 13. Okay,
It was a
so it's
lot
like
of
49. So this billionaire this rich guy got 7 out of like 49, and he raised them to be superheroes, pretty much to understand their power. The billionaire / rich guy is a jerk. Let's get that one thing clear, because what he technically did to the kids, especially Vanya, he technically tortured her to an extent. He technically tortured her.
I wanna.
Hence the
First of
Phoenix
all,
Saga.
let's look
That's
at the
all I saw was
the old.
Phoenix
Let's
Saga.
break
What
down
am I
the old
seeing?
man real quick.
Okay.
First of all, we got a glimpse of the old man's past with his wife or whoever she was, that he loved her and she died, and then we see ships leaving wherever he was at. So it's kind of like a future
England?
or alternate universe setting. I don't know where he comes from, which is more interesting to see where his character from. My theory is that he knew that the end of the world was going to happen, and he was trying to prevent that, and yet was kind of a jerk and was like, I'm just trying to train these kids. His whole thing too, when he killed himself, because it was the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Spoilers. Killed himself. He did that to bring them all together because only they together could prevent the end of the world,
X-Men.
which they didn't do very well.
and that's great, but he was still a jerk.
Yeah,
No,
he was,
still,
and I'm
saying
saying,
it.
and I'm saying this. I'm saying jerk
So-
to be
so-
PG.
But there's a whole
is
thing
this a storyline where it goes back and the kids go and they go against him, going, by the way, the end of the world happens. Stop being a jerk to us. We know how.
But that's the thing.
How our powers
Eventually,
But there are glimpses.
maybe.
Wait, as
Maybe.
much as a jerk he is a jerk. We're not going to deny that.
He
is a
sent
jerk.
his son
to
the moon.
Wait. But
Not even to like Canada. Not even to like the Honduras.
But this ruins the
is
story.
going back
By
to
the way,
Professor
but this-
X
the
effect.
moon, and didn't even.
He is very similar.
But this ruins one of the characters by him getting completely damaged and getting the monkey suit. By him not being the ape kind of ruins the storyline now. Because if you go back, the flaws that they have created for their own selves of who they are as characters also get changed as well too. The book doesn't explain
Here's
that.
the thing. Can I wait before you go?
No,
I'm
waiting. I'm gonna say
This old man,
Batman Beyond.
as much of a jerk he was, because we can also argue Professor X is the same type of way.
Oh,
as X-Men.
agreed.
He did things, even though they were
And we're waiting for
mentally
Magneto to show
disturbing
up
for
again.
these characters, as broke as they are. He did that for them to
Where
develop
that
into
villainous
something.
kid was, he was Magneto.
Because think about it,
'Cause he
when
wasn't one of
number
them.
one, because that's his number one, ended up like getting injured, and he had to put that shot into him, and he changed his body. His character changed. It was like he gave up, so he kind of gave him purpose to go up to the moon.
His body was broken. He got into a fight.
His body was broken.
He
So
was
was
into
his
a
mind.
fight. He went into a fight. It wasn't his mind. He was in a coma for that time.
But
If
then
you rewatch
remember-
the episode, I watched it twice just so I could figure it out.
But remember, he sent him after he did the experiment on him to save his life.
No, he sent him to the moon first.
No,
Then he comes
No, he
back.
saved his
No.
life. He saved his
After.
It
life,
was
and
after.
then he sent.
So
And
think
he sent
about
to the
it.
moon
He
to
woke
fix
up
his brain.
broken.
He's
and then
broken
he gave
because
him-
he's didn't by himself. He lost the fight because he's by himself. He almost
He knew
died.
that
Right.
he knew that his whole purpose was that
Hold
number
on.
one had stayed there for so long after everyone left, because his whole thing was that his whole purpose was like, I gotta be needed. I
He's
gotta
the
be needed.
Cyclops of the group.
Yes, and that's why he sent them off.
Right.
That's the whole theory. He sent them off like, I'm gonna give you a mission, but he already knew that I gotta bring you guys together to fucking prevent the whole thing from the death.
I'm just gonna say this: when it.
Wifey.
Wow. I'm gonna say this: the father was a jerk.
No,
All right?
he-
No. I agree. I hate where you're coming from. He was a jerk to an extent. He didn't know how to handle things, and although he may have been focused on preventing the end of the earth, he didn't go about it the right way. To what he did with the first one needed a purpose. He's kind of like Captain America in this sense. You understand? He took advantage of that, and then instead of like rectifying, because I don't know if you guys noticed, they all came back for the funeral, right? They all came back to pay their respects because initially what they wanted was to be accepted by their father and be good enough. Mm-hmm. That is something for anybody that's listening to this right now that some people may know about that. Where your parents, you may not be in their eyes good enough. You know what I'm saying? That's a personal thing that you can
Disappointment squad.
Right.
But let's look
Disappointment
at
leader one.
Let's also look at
Sound
the fact
off.
of how he treated Vanya. Remember, in the beginning, for a very long time,
Bruh, how about there was no pictures of her?
Wait, but that's
like the
something.
Jean Grey storyline. I'm petrified to crap
Vanya's
her.
storyline.
We're gonna store her in a dungeon.
He was trying to train her for the longest to use her power, and then we got a glimpse that when she got angry at you, she didn't care. Remember when he was training her how to use her power with the glass, and she was breaking that individual glass.
Yeah.
And then there was one thing he was like, Vanya, pay attention, Vanya, pay attention, and she wasn't paying attention. Like Vanya, and then she got upset, broke all the glasses, and then broke his glasses.
Cracked his glasses.
And it caused him. And then let's look at the other scene with the nannies when he was trying to
She
tell
broke
her.
She killed all
Here's
the
the thing.
nannies.
Here's the thing.
She killed
I'm
all the
not.
nannies except for
I'm
the
not a
girl.
parent. I'm
And then
not a
she-
parent. I don't have any kids. All right.
You have kids?
I don't have any kids.
But
However, he had a kid that could do rumor has it and change that whole dynamic. That whole dynamic of the kid.
I'm not disputing it. I'm not saying he wasn't a jerk. It's the way he went about it.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is that he at that point he felt like, you know what? There's no hope for this girl. I have to go through a different method.
I feel like the
And
way
that's
he
what
raised
happened.
those kids damaged them
But
and
it's
stopped
very,
their growth.
But again, it's very similar because it's like how Professor X did it with the X-Men.
All right, I'm doing final thoughts. Batman Beyond's got to happen right now. F this, we're out. Bye.
There you go.
Thank you. Next.
They were all jerks.
They were all
Oh,
no.
Anybody who's like the head of the class who puts all these kids together with special abilities always comes out to be the jerk. Always.
You know what? There's a thing about being the perfect parent. You can never be the perfect parent because in order for you to be a perfect parent, your firstborn, in a sense, has to be perfect. And it doesn't apply to your second and third, fourth, fifth born, whatever. He took 7 kids that weren't related to each other in any type of way, except that they were born on this day and they had powers. And he tried to make them into a superpower hero group in which they killed human beings. Okay, there are kids killing.
Which messes with their mental
state. Right. And I got to give him that because X-Men, Professor X didn't have him do that, if possible. If possible. You know what I'm saying? So
they killed. They have to kill.
They didn't kill. They submit. They put them in submission.
X completely erased the whole X-Men scene from Cyclops' memory.
That's true.
That is also true.
I'm pretty sure Cyclops took down the building,
which included Cyclops' brother.
Right, we'll get into that later. But my whole thing is, at least Professor Charles Xavier tried.
But this is the same. This is the same aspect of Charles Xavier, but just to another extreme.
Oh, it's a bad extreme.
It is.
It's like I'm not even.
And again, I agree with you. I'm saying it's a bad extreme. I'm just saying that they did. So if you look at his character, sometimes when he was talking and had interaction, there were subtle hints that he did in a way care for them. But again, whatever his mission plan was, whatever he was stated there to do, whatever he was done there to unite them together, he kept the tough hysteria and kept away and kind of locked his emotion away. He was ultra tough. He was if Professor X was tough on the X-Men.
Agreed. All right, so let's end this there. I think anybody listening to this should definitely check out Umbrella Academy. It is worth your time. Although I feel like the dialogue and the story is kind of up and down. It is still overall a great
beginning. It's kind of but that whole dance scene again.
It's better than the Punisher season 2. I'll definitely give him that. This is your boy Mayhem Mike. You can find me at the last stop on the L. You can definitely find me at Geeks Unlimited, Hyrule Geeks, obviously, and Q Mayhem Gaming. Shout out to Matt with the Hat Gaming. I'm coming for you, bro. I'm definitely going to see if I can survive with Apex Legends. We got Fernando. State your business.
Yeah, I'm not promoting anything right now.
All right. No. We have hashes away right now at Evo Comics. You can definitely find them on that on Instagram. Ma'am?
This is Chuck Linus. I'm just gonna keep to myself because y'all don't deserve me.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, denied. Okay, Sebastian Bonet art at Sebastian Bonet art on Instagram, Facebook, SebastianBonetArt.net.
It's fancy.
And you can also find me on InBeyondMag.com, helping promoting and pushing creatives out there.
Dorka Manhattan, as always, signing off. I am the night.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you?
I work at night and sleep during the day.
This is T. You can find me on Instagram at Brooklyn Boy T, Twitter Brooklyn Boy T.
I think the next time we'll talk, we will have seen Us, the movie, as well as Endgame. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Until next time, guys, stay geeky.
Keep it tight.
Yeah.
What? Hey guys, thanks for listening to this episode of Hyrule Geekix, the show for all things geek. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below so we can have more discussions for you. Don't forget to visit our channel, Geeks Unlimited, and even our sibling channel, The Nerds of the Round, on YouTube. Links are in the description below, and until next time, guys, stay geeky.